Hello.
You're watching the PN2 Podcast.
Hey, all right. So I'm gonna get our mics and
Hey there.
everything adjusted. So
Hey boys.
Oh god. Wait.
Hello.
Swain, hurry up. We've started.
hello, it's me.
Oh,
I'm
well.
Your mic is
Swain.
way better than about feedback than mine.
Yeah. Is yours a condenser?
It's.
I mean, like conical like this, and on the inside it looks like a studio mic where it's like flat like this.
No, it's the round like yours.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like conical. Like, or I say conical, I mean cylindrical. Yeah, you're right.
That's why I got confused. But yeah.
Because this side removes all audio, so if we have that facing
Well,
whatever's
there's
coming out of here.
A setting that I can turn to make it like listen
Yeah.
from all around or whatever.
Yeah.
Hello everyone.
My speakers are on at all. Feedback
Great.
like comes up even if it takes.
This
Right.
is what you turn back to.
I mean, yeah. I guess there's no way to do it perfectly without like crazy expensive microphones, and even so, that kills the quality because it's removing that like frequency from everything you say.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, but watch me talk shit out of microphones.
So, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year!
Hey.
Yeah.
When's Chinese New Year again, Bill? I always forget.
It's
Oh, Chinese New Year is like January 26th. It's the year of the cock.
Oh,
Change around.
magical.
Oh,
Back
cock.
in the year of the cock.
Ooh,
That's
cock.
Because that's my year.
Do the Chinese work on a different time? Is that why their New Year is completely different? Or do they just want to be special?
No, we're just special. It's according to the moon, and the moon's a special little snowflake.
Welcome to
Got it.
2017.
2017.
Yeah,
The year where we try and forget that the world is turning into a ball of fire.
the year get that. Yeah, exactly.
New builds. Oh,
Oh
shit.
yay.
Just in time. Guess what you guys are going to be watching? That build that we just got, like now.
Wait a minute, we're live.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
we
we're
are.
very live, Swain.
It is.
Swearing.
We're doing it live.
Sorry.
Oh boy.
I love the Jews.
87 people. Hello.
We got a really good turnout this time. It's very nice.
Did the
Crazy.
That's good.
Did the Steam alert go off? I didn't see it.
I'm gonna check if actually. Apparently, Sim just said the Facebook thing didn't go off unless we haven't done that, which is fair enough.
Yeah, blame Swink. Swink? Blame Swain. And even then, it doesn't
Swank.
show up very well.
Point made.
I always get my Facebook alerts like an hour late. I don't know why.
Oh, should I post again on Facebook? Just let everybody know what's going on right now.
Would be good.
You might as well.
I don't. Why
Just-
not?
There's a stream happening right fucking now. Go go go, etc. That'll get the message.
We love everybody who's here. You guys are the loyal ones. But let's get the loyal ones in here too.
Yeah, we kind of want to fatten our numbers.
It's delicious. So while Swain is doing that, how have we all been then? How's life been? Type 1, 2, 3 in the chat. Okay.
Pretty good.
Amazing.
Pretty good.
Feel good.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Should I pay like $400 to boost the post?
You know what? Let's not do that.
I didn't need to eat. I was planning on going on a diet.
Yeah. Starve yourself for a few months. It's easy.
$400 worth of $1 a pound Asian market pork, ground pork.
Oh,
Goodbye.
that sounds.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Jesus Christ, Sean, you've started a lot of people doing 1, 2, 3.
There's a lot of hype in the chat, man. It's been 2 months.
Right.
Has it? Yeah, I guess it has. Well, the holidays kind of pushed it, so I'm not too surprised. I don't think anybody should be blown away by this.
Yeah.
So
Here's a list of things you should be like blown away by. Like
Yes.
we skip the beta and we just go right to release like we're done. That would be pretty surprising.
That would be fucking amazing.
Mythlotus shows up for a podcast. That'd be amazing.
Oh, fucking ow.
look at these sick burns Michael's dishing out.
I know.
Stings.
I'm having a salty New Year. I salted the pavement for the dead snow that's coming up outside. It's like stacking up. So while I'm salting that one, and I salt everything else too. I'm gonna salt it all. Salt the world.
Salt the dog.
I'm gonna salt my own dog.
Don't assault your dog.
So, Swain, what did you do over the festive season?
I went to first. I did a mini Pittsburgh Christmas with Liz, my significant other. We took the dog. Her family dog had just died, so we had to bring our dog as kind of like a buffer. Her pup from back home was like 17 years old. Like he was crazy old, a little Sheltie. Really cool dog. So instead, we brought our little piece of shit with us. That's Winnie.
Oh.
And so it was really weird. The dog actually, our dog hates. She's suspicious of people. She doesn't like strangers, and she hates other dogs, and I mean hates them. She won't attack them, but she'll avoid them like crazy. But this dog, Comet, Liz's like childhood dog, was the only dog ours has ever liked. And so we get to the house, and she's like running around the house looking around. It was pretty miserable. So yeah, we had that going on for us for Christmas.
Yeah, what a downer, man.
What about you guys? What did you do? Next time, just
Um,
mind your own business.
I'm sorry. We didn't mean to pry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with you, Sean. What did you do?
John, what'd you get for Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
tell me all about it.
Oh god, I mean, other than Amethy's giant, humble bundle of stuff, I don't...
Was it like a care package of things?
Yeah, I was saying it was like a loot crate except full of actual good stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was-
Great,
What
except
did I
not-
get?
Did she send you any authentic McDonald's, like a value meal?
No, she got
Chicken nuggets.
she got me a Mario Brothers Game & Watch.
Oh
Interesting.
shit, cool.
Interesting.
That's pretty nice.
A
Sweet.
load of
Just like the
hockey
character
sticks,
from
but
Smash
it
Brothers.
I don't know,
Did you
general,
get your
general
shirt
stuff.
that's supposed to be sent out last year?
Sure. Bless.
I'm wearing my shirt right now. For those who are watching, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but if you go to Amazon, you can actually get a Project Nexus 2 shirt.
Oh,
I'm not
fuck.
sure if,
I have.
if you
I
Oh,
should
yeah,
have
that's
got
right.
that.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll post some
Yeah,
proper
just
links,
search
but for right now,
We'll do
it's
that
you can get to it by going to the Project Nexus 2 website. That's just projectnexus2.com, and you'll see a link
Yeah.
on the right. It's like an advertisement.
Yeah,
for
bottom
the
right, and then
shirts
you
there.
got it.
Oh yeah.
And also,
For
if you
some
just
reason, the
Google-
link to Project Nexus 1 has
Yeah.
been broken. Like the image won't come up. It's weird.
It's fine to me.
misleading.
Do you see it still? I think I need to like clear my cache or something. I think something just broke on my.
Maybe
it works on my
you
phone.
changed the website. Is the cache fucked up for you? I don't know.
But we didn't do like a drastic change to the website.
Yeah, and it wasn't recently either. I'm not really sure why it failed on my Chrome on my computer. So if anybody has any problems, just understand we're working on it, or we think it's fixed.
Please understand.
But yeah, go to projectnexus2.com. You'll see the shirt. You'll see if it's something you like. I think the sleeves are longer than the one in the picture, or shorter. I forget.
It should be shorter though.
Yeah, be pretty
The
good.
picture is actually a stock image Photoshop over with a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We don't have those
but
stock models. Sorry,
Real shirt.
four of them.
The real T-shirt won't have this red outline
Yeah.
on it.
So the our know-it-all about shirts over here is Bill Z, and Bill is our
He's our short guy.
he's our shirt guy. I guess the Kickstarter kind of makes you like a producer as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. It
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's more than just a producer though. He's like the greatest of moral support at this point.
Yeah, it's
Nah.
When the going gets tough,
No,
Bill's,
no,
Bill's
I'm
always
not
there
a
for us.
funny person.
He's a nice guy.
And you'd be
I'm
surprised
just-
making video games for a living. How could the going ever get tough? But try playing the same game every day
Over and over
for,
again.
It's not
for
even-
3 years, and not only can you'd have to play it 8 hours a day, but it also doesn't work. And for the first year, it's not fun. Try it. Try doing that.
Try doing that. I dare you. Don't do it. You'll
try doing that. Don't do it.
Don't.
Dog area.
Don't game ever.
Yeah, it's fun though. I would rather be doing nothing else with my time, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if I got bought out by EA and turn around and start doing this again.
Yeah, because I mean, we're still building every day. Coding is problem solving, and Matt's always creating new content for the game. So
Yeah.
Productive.
Speaking of Matt, actually,
Yes.
what did you do for Christmas, Matt?
What, me?
Yeah.
Then
No, not the other Matt? No, I just went back to Colorado and did nothing. It was great.
Nice. That's actually the best way to spend Christmas.
Amazing.
Fuck.
Thanks for that
nothing.
2 minutes.
You know, my parents-
Go on, Wallace.
What did I do? Got some Christmas gifts. Got some nice socks. Got drunk on New Year's. Great.
too much nog for the old Wallace.
Too much nog, and I just drank whatever there was, and there was just too much, and that was great.
Too much Yuletide.
Too much Noel.
It was a magical time.
Man, the snow is coming
going up
down.
and
It's even worse than before.
Yeah. I'm going to be walking home and I'm footing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
This is
storming
why
down
I'm,
here,
like,
too.
considering doing it from home.
I know.
We've got thunderstorms like crazy down in South Florida.
Oh yeah. No, I did
What,
just
isn't
come
it
back.
still
from
like
South Florida.
90 in Florida?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
I left.
It's still hot.
Right.
Iceland
yeah,
was a good break from that.
Hey, Devin, I heard there was a shooting at the Fort Lauderdale airport. What do you know about that?
I know nothing other than it was pretty bad.
Are you electing to enforce your amendment right to non-self-incrimination, also known as pleading the fifth?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
No, I was just glad not to be down in that area because apparently it was like a total shit show.
Oh yeah, my cousin Brett, in fact, was flying that day, but from Miami International, not from Fort Lauderdale. But that's like a crapshoot. Like he flies from either one of them, like half the time.
yeah.
So yeah, and even so, I only know a couple people got shot out of like the hundreds and thousands of people that are at an airport at any given time. But still, that sucks.
That's awful. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't get blown
Yeah.
away, like it's pretty sick stuff. Like this ruins. Freaking families are worried. People are like being shuffled away. So nobody knows why. That
And it's a big that's a big port too. So you got to think of how many people are traveling for vacation. It sucks. Whole thing
Yeah,
sucks.
I tend to forget. It's not as big, like not even close to as big as Miami International, but it's still large. It's the offshoot. It's kind of like the spillover for Miami a lot of the time.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a bunch of dour notes today. Have we introduced ourselves? Have we done that yet?
Oops.
Oh yeah, we started talking about our fucking Christmas list, and we didn't actually say who the fuck we were.
Well,
Excellent.
we're 14 episodes in now. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
but
true.
some people
Maybe
might be
2
new.
months between, so like.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course, every time we do this, we have like a couple hundred more. I'm optimistic. We have more people who have already backed the Kickstarter, or rather the Bell, who haven't.
Thanks for bringing the
haven't heard
podcast
this
down
yet.
with that terrible news as well. It's supposed to be
So
nice
shall we? Shall we go through the
Let's go through the
list?
rounds, yeah.
Who's hosting today? Is that Walrus or Sean?
It's you who's hosting, actually. You
Sure,
got the
yeah.
Skype call, I believe.
Well, I mean,
No,
I'm
I mean,
hosting
like,
the call,
who's the
but
MC? Yeah.
yeah, who's the
Oh,
MC exactly?
Oh, okay, I guess that would be Sean.
Yeah, that's me. I'm sure.
Sean-
I'll do
That's
so.
Sean-
him. That's Sean.
Sean's your boy.
Yep.
Okay, we got to give you an official title of some kind.
PN2
what does that
Podcast,
mean?
basically. He's the guy who.
Podcastman.com.
That's me.
Podcast boy.
Okay.
And we have to say the whole thing every time.
Okay,
Well,
let
go
me
ahead,
just. I'll say my
podcast.
title. Okay. I am Sean. I own
Hello,
the
Sean.
podcast. I'm an admin on the forums. I'm an admin on the Discord chat. I run the Project Nexus 2 Twitter. That's me.
You really made something out of yourself, Sean.
Fucking beautiful.
No, I
Yep.
am. Though.
Second, good job.
Clap that shit. Yes.
Wonderful.
It was next.
Walrus, you want to take it away? Who are you?
Hi.
Who are
Yeah,
you?
okay. Okay, I'll go next. Hi, I'm Walrus. I take questions from the chat and then try to read them poorly. And hijinks happen because of that. If you have a bad name that I can't pronounce, I will hate you forever. That's how it works.
Walrus here also did a bunch of the voices that we've been featuring in the game recently. So any of the voices from like a year ago, that's like stock stuff that Devin has put together for us. But any of the new voices from the last like 2-3 months of build playtesting, that's all Walrus.
Yeah, that's all Walrus.
Because
All
no one else has jumped
Walrus.
in, and he's pretty much set the bar pretty high. So no one's
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if
feeling
Walrus
it.
hadn't kicked so much ass, like I'd have jumped in and
Yeah.
just did terrible.
Now
No, fuck.
Tomomoto, that is unionized, I think now, or at least he's got an agent representation. I don't know if he can just come in and work for us like pro bono.
Yeah, actually, like according to his rules, would that allow it?
I'm not sure. I have no idea. We'll have to talk to him about that. But I always told him.
The podcast, like on the screen.
Oh yeah, I was still second. Yeah, I realized that way back I told him that if we ever did a voices in our Project Nexus 2 game, that we would come to him for that. So hopefully we can still count on him, and hopefully we can still pay him. Because
I don't think we can afford him, man. Not these days.
yeah, the guy's pro level. But he's also got a soft and gentle heart.
Yes.
Our kind boy.
Hope that's on his like a business card. A soft,
Right.
gentle heart.
Soft, gentle heart. I would put down a fucking business card. That's beautiful.
So Devin is
Yeah.
here as well. Some of you may know him as DJ Lochner or Lochner.
The guy who's been just killing it in the music department.
Yeah, he's our soundtrack boy, and
Oh,
also
yeah.
took the basically he's our sound engineer as well.
Sound and music. Hi.
Yeah.
Sound guy.
Sound man.
So Devin, say hi so they can associate your voice.
Hello.
That's Devin.
Beautiful man.
Bill Z, we've already met. Bill is around as well. Say hi,
Yeah.
Bill.
Just a Chinese guy. That's it.
That's the Chinese.
Just a random Chinese
I mean,
guy
that's
on a
accurate.
podcast.
I guess.
I'm not going to argue with you. That's true.
Textile master. Come on, you gotta come up with something fun.
Then
I'm
next
the
up, of course,
textile
uh,
merch.
we have Matt, who most of you know as Crinkles, in case there was any confusion.
That's me back here.
Yeah, that's Matt there, and I'm
Thanks.
Swain. Everybody knows Matt for the Madness series,
Swain for breathing life into this corpse.
and me for being the guy dumb enough to say yes to programming it. just kidding. This was always a mutual project, and I have no regrets. I just like
Thanks
to
for
pretend
letting me
I'm
ruin
cranky.
your life, Swain.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it makes me cranky all the time, but recently actually upgrading to Unity 5, it will kind of explain what that means to you guys who don't understand the background for how this game came about. But upgrading from Unity 4 to Unity 5, that's the engine we use, just like, Unreal Engine or whatever, this is Unity, has actually saved us so much grief, and everything is running so much better. We're just doing a lot of the out-of-the-box cloth effects for things like the mohawk hair or the bob haircut or the long hair, Tricky's hair, and I think the hooded cowl. I didn't do it for the Mr. M one yet. Forgot that, but we'll get on that. All these just out-of-box effects are beautiful. I don't think that we need any extra work. Some of you guys who have played the Abandoned Outpost stage in arena mode have probably seen how the flag posts, only 2 of them would flap, and when they did, it was kind of mediocre, and the other 2 were frozen in place. And if you don't believe me, go check it out. That was Unity 4 failing with its out-of-box cloth physics. But in a matter of seconds, I managed to put together a new flag post that looks 10 times better, runs consistently, and I'm fairly certain from testing that it's running more efficiently as well, meaning less processor time.
Right.
So anyway, upgrading to Unity 5 has been awesome. We're going to be doing some live bug testing today while we discuss Q&A, and those aren't jingle bells. That's my dog's collar, which I'm going to take off now. There we go. Whenever you hear this. Yeah. Okay, so
nice.
we're good now.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about bug testing stuff. We'll be taking questions from everybody who's here, the cast, everybody who's come to join us, and discuss also some of the plans that we have for story mode, because over the Christmas break, Matt and I did a lot of...
yeah, we have so much to discuss. We do a really good job of not disclosing too much.
Yeah, and we did think tank the crap out of it. We're not going to spoil the story, but we will give you some not hints, but kind of tell you the subject matter that we've discussed. Things like exactly how Project Nexus came about, what is Project Nexus. These are the kinds of things we've talked about. We finally solidified it. We understand, I would say, 99%, maybe 95% of all the content.
From here out, we're pretty good. We've been just tossing around the idea and changing and permutating it as we put together the game.
Yeah. Fitting in arena mode into the into story mode, it does kind of presume that I think the main character is lost. I think that was always the idea, was that arena mode is taking place because you failed the main mission, or it never happened. Maybe.
Yeah. Sort of in a different.
Right.
You can run into heads.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's sort of after the fact. But just as you can see, also I know I have this muted, but I can hear a lot of typing, and I think that's you, Devin.
Oh no. Okay, then I need to stop.
Sorry.
Whoops.
You are
Keyboard problems.
Yeah. Let's get rid of that.
So sorry.
No, that wasn't you.
It's okay.
Why is Bill saying sorry?
I'm totally sorry on behalf of the other person, I guess.
Let me just finish this last message, and then I'll stop. I did not realize I was cut through.
Shoot, what else? Yeah, all right, so in the Nexus project stage, you have to kind of go around and take pictures of the DD that the scientists have left behind, kind of implying that the project has failed, and These people have sort of gone crazy as a result of everything. Oh no, it's a good place for it, Sean. The window hidden.
I didn't want to cover the development build a bit.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're full screening at this time. Are you unable to get it justified like you had before? Like the game window only takes up part of it, and the chat's on the right.
YouTube stream is kind of weird.
For the YouTube stream, typically you have the game running in sort of like a window.
Yeah.
And the chat's on like one side. Did they change it up or something? The way it works?
Yeah, I'm just cutting between them.
Evan, your keyboard is typing like crazy.
I'm trying to wrap this up. Sorry.
Why don't you just mute your mic until you're done, and then come back to us.
Yeah,
Oh, that is an option, isn't it? I'm an idiot.
Thank you.
You tried. It's okay, Devin.
we love you.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a sharpened Kenny?
Boy, now that jerk's gone. Wait a minute. He can still hear us, can he?
Shit. Wait. Not speaking.
Fuck, take it back. Rewind the podcast. Abort.
We can't rewind breaking friendship.
I see questions. The game is currently in alpha. I just noticed people talking.
Yeah, we should probably address these people.
Also, Sean, Amethy's saying turn the game volume down. I think she said like right now, or you guys are through.
It's on like 4% now. So
Okay.
yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like me when I stream. Like my mic is way up high, and then I have to turn the output really low.
I won't tell Sean that. Sean can be as gay as he wants.
The strong, independent gay that don't need. Wait, shit. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
2017. Let's
Yeah,
go with it.
2017. It's current year. All right. Also, before we get into a regular routine of like talking about the progress that's been happening and the other nice little tidbits that are coming up next, if you want to ask me to ask your questions, instead of doing the regular slash like hashtag PN2 podcast, do @Gentleman Walrus, and I'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tag the person's name.
Give me and I'll do it.
Yeah, so look for Gentleman Walrus's name and @him, and yeah, he'll know that you're asking the right questions. You're asking him, and then he can relay it to us, and we'll answer them. Do you guys like the cute little Santa and elf hats?
Is this
beautiful.
a build like the rebar is?
Well, we know you do,
Yeah,
which is important.
It is. I mean, assuming he's playing the correct one. I didn't up the version, I don't think, but because it's just a dev build.
Yeah.
But Sean, this is the one I sent you, right?
This is the first one.
Okay, yeah. Second one only has the new Bandit Brute volume in it. All your characters were still there, right, Sean? At least the ones that were there for the build over Christmas?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so Unity did not screw with the save data.
So
I was actually...
this is already Unity 5?
Yeah, on Unity 5.
Damn.
By the way, Swain, just so you know, so the update with Fmod actually tells me right next to the assets if they're in the builds or not, so I'm not going to have missing stuff anymore.
Oh, that's freaking beautiful. Thank God
Also,
for that. Let me
I know,
yeah,
'cause
if
I'd
I
always
missed the sound
do it.
somehow.
And I'd send it. There's like 10 things. There was 25 things that weren't in there, so you're going to have a whole lot of stuff to work
Well,
with.
a lot of them, Devin, are like...
What kind of thing?
In the beginning of the game, Devin, you handed me a bunch of like 20 gun handling sounds, and I was only able to use like a couple of them before I ran out of places to even put them. So that I'm sure that's going to be some of it. A big chunk of it's going to be from the gun handling category.
Well, no, it's just random stuff all over the place. I drop it in, and then it just wouldn't have been added to the bank. So
Another reason, Devin, is sometimes like if you send me a file and it's like, I don't know, like Big Swing or something like that. I don't know. You send me that, but then you change the name or you move it somewhere else, then I'm no longer referencing it in the build. So a lot of it is going to also be when you name change without letting me know, without having a build write-up. I'm not going to know that you changed the name because I can only access it by the string reference now. Originally, you could change it and it'd be fine. It would like update the location, but that is not the case anymore. Fmod decided that was just too efficient, so they got rid of it.
of course it did.
Yeah.
No, I really haven't been changed. I think I only deleted one asset, and that's just because it outright sucked. And I'm like, okay, no, I don't. And then I heard it in the game. I'm like, I refuse to let him use this. Sorry.
If I really want to have that sound in Devin, I can make my own quick audio thing that pulls from just like my own audio, and then you'll never be able to get rid of it.
That is true.
But-
very fortunate.
But what was the sound? Was it one of the explosions?
It was the Mossberg 580. It was just this really flat shotgun sound, and I'm like, No.
Well, see what happens when you do that is that all the guns that are using that sound no longer make a sound, and it crashes the game because it's trying to play a sound that doesn't exist.
Oh no!
You can't just take them out like that.
Thanks for breaking the game.
Otherwise, you're risking breaking the game in a way that
Yeah.
because there's so many weapons in this game, and I'm not being modest here. We have so many weapons in this game that we can't test every single one every time we release a new build. So
Yeah, I think
when subtly one
500L.
gun just goes missing, then we're not going to catch it.
Well, that's
gonna
the only
break it.
time that's ever happened, and they won't happen again.
Just make if you have, what we need is just set up a document or something and set up a.
Oh no, we talked. Yeah, it'll be a doc ledger. That's
Yeah, just let me know the things as you change them, what new sounds are. We'll keep a constant list, and this way you can also let me know if there's a sound you don't like. We can actually ease it out, and you can let me know that it's being removed and for what reason.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Because I think you put a new Mossberg in or something like that. Let me see.
No, there was already just another one. It was the Mossberg 1180. I think a non-existent gun, if I remember right.
1180. That's the one. We had to go through a bunch of the guns and swap them over because the game was breaking. And we assumed because I went over to Matt's old build and we could see the.
I did not know that it would crash your game by doing that.
It depends also on the scenario. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what the circumstances are. We're not going to get too technical because it's a podcast. But yeah, there's that is something that.
We put it for you guys.
Yeah. But anyhow, so we've made upgrades with Fmod. All the trouble we were having before seems to have disappeared. It looks like Fmod had tried, or the guys who make Fmod had tried to make a version of. It's basically the audio engine that this game uses, and it pulls from a series of sound banks that Devin can put together. And you can add effects like randomization, skipping around to different timestamps in the sound, like easy stuff, where all we have to do is play a sound event in the game, and it'll pull from like maybe 5 different voices or something. Oh, Sean, I see you got a cool error there. What was that?
I don't know. I think one of the animations is slightly bugged. You'll see in one of the guys in a minute when I hit them. They kind of fly
possible.
out.
Oh, also
they kind of invert.
The ragdoll is also getting kind of funky, and I notice when guys spawn in, sometimes they like glitch to the end point and then start the animation. Yeah, I just saw.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
It's the ragdoll joint is for some reason screwing up. Oh, and for those of you who are new to podcasts, sometimes you'll hear us respond to things that just happened like 20 seconds ago in the video feed. That's because we're watching the video feed 20 seconds later, but talking about it in what to us is real time. So it's you'll notice a bunch of delays, except for Sean, who's the one who's actually playing the game, so he's seeing stuff in real time.
Jesus
But
He's an IRL.
of the delay.
Ouch.
Yeah, so since upgrading to Unity 5, there's been a couple issues with Ragdoll, and that's fine. That'll be easy to fix. I just have to.
Thankfully, it's
tighten
not
it up.
game breaking in any measure.
Yeah. Oh damn! I thought I was gonna kick the dog out. The dog is getting annoying with the ball.
So hard that they
Out.
like the ragdoll.
Cool. But that'll be an easy enough fix. At least I'm
Still, the
hoping
VR
so.
dudes disappearing are getting a lot larger too.
What's that?
The VR dudes disappearing, they get really, really big after they die.
If the audio is missing, no.
Poor Sean.
That's just the reason, Bill, is because I've noticed this for some reason. Okay, so in Unity, almost everything that's on the stage, like Sean's running around, everything from the door to the fog that's coming out of the vents, to the character, to even the lights, these are all game objects. And game objects are simply just a point in space that contain a bunch of like things. Game objects only really retain things like scale, location, rotation, that kind of thing.
I was going to say that's the only thing a game object has.
Yeah, on its own, but it's a carrier for all the other things in the game, like materials and renderers. That's how you visually see something on the screen. Cloth physics would be like a component that could be added. Most of the character scripts that I've written are attached to them as these sorts of things. And sometimes what happens is because we have Unity 4 installed, some of the older components that were built in have been replaced with new components. And although, like, for example, a spring joint or a character joint, this is what allows a character when he goes to ragdoll to kind of like, become a ragdoll, instead of all of his parts falling to the floor like a Lego guy just got exploded in one of them Lego games. So this keeps them all like clung together. And although upgrading from Unity 4 to 5 upgrades the component, a lot of times it doesn't like have all the data that it should. Because the thing was originally created in Unity 4, not Unity 5. So it's entirely possible that these guys have values from Unity 4 that don't belong in 5, or it's understanding them differently. One of the big things that happened, as an example, was lights in the world. All the lights became extremely bright when we upgraded to 5, and that was because Unity decided to arbitrarily make it so that a value of 5 now means a value of 2.5. So it went through all the different lights and doubled the value automatically when importing the game, which my shaders didn't care about that. So now all the lights were just double the brightness, and I had to go back through and manually change all the shaders to reinterpret the way light works, which really didn't take that long, and took a lot less time than going through and adjusting every light in the game. Was just mess with the shaders and their interpretation of them. So, basically, I think that's what happened with character joints. I think that sometimes they go into ragdoll, and it applies way too much force to them. Because, you see these training guys go propelled up into the air. They float away. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So all I have to do, for the most part, is go to the main core character, model, and just refresh all of the joints. And once I do that, it should work fine. I'm very confident. And if it doesn't, we'll figure out what's causing it and fix that then. So no big deal.
Okay.
I'm thrilled that it's not as broken as I was really expecting it to be. Merry Christmas.
You just expected a black screen and nothing.
I expected 100 years of bugs, but really the only errors that took place were let me see.
What is happening?
I think Sadie.
his character is using a heavy weapon, and heavy weapons turn like a turret.
Yeah, they whip around.
We might put some work in to make the visuals look better for the character holding it, but
because it looks like he's being led around by the gun.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more sense now.
Yeah. So that's part of the issue. So you can get a little bit more up to date with Unity 5, and Unity's a pretty solid engine. It's got some issues, but
Swain,
yeah.
there's a missing piece of the floor
Where?
next to the spawn. I fell down it, so you'll see it.
We'll see in about 20 seconds.
In the training room?
Yeah.
Because right now you're just standing there shooting guys. Give us a second.
Yeah. I'll have to see. Now you're running somewhere.
It's in the bottom right corner.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, there's a black spot.
Got shifted. Somehow. No.
I'm checking it out in the Unity build. We told you guys this was going to be a.
No, Unity has a problem with parenting. For some reason, look at the numbers there. The floor is 0.2.
It should be 0, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting. All right, so that's been fixed. It's totally possible I dragged that myself in Unity without noticing it, but whatever the case, good bug test, guys. Podcast's over. You did it.
Yeah, we fixed it.
You found the bug.
Smooth as fuck. You found the bug, and therefore we can't play
You
anymore.
found that one bug this time.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna make this chat nice and big here. There we go.
So
People
see
say this
everything
podcast
everyone's
achieves
saying.
nothing.
This podcast is intensely useful.
Makes
Okay.
you feel like I have friends. It's nice.
Yeah, all of my fake friends are here.
Hey, these are real enough friends for me, so my social life out here.
All right, the present exploding is a pretty nice touch. We
It's not bad,
are
right?
primed for the holidays.
No, it's great. Yeah.
I finally figured out how to do animated particles in this engine. It was a lot easier than I thought, and I always kind of shied away from learning this new thing. But, so the confetti kind of animates as it comes down. It does a sort of rotate on the axis kind of thing. I got it from my frame by frame animation days doing Blockhead. So I've applied my skills. Sean, are you looking for
Festive
wiggly
stuff.
hair?
I want the festive
If you have a character that has hair, it should all work on them if you feel like loading a previous guy.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
I love this. The kind of problems we have where there are so many items in the game now that the things you want don't show up.
Oh, he's dressing up like Santa. I get it.
Oh, bless him.
Are you becoming a Santa man?
They're festive.
Quite festive.
I don't know if the hats show up in the quartermaster.
Oh, interesting.
I guess
Can't
there's a mohawk.
depends on it. That's funny. Okay, I'll be doing something to get rid of that. That doesn't do anything. It's just clogging him up with arrows, but not really actually.
Oh, there we
causing
go.
problems.
There's the mohawk.
Yeah, that should work.
Mm.
Next thing I want to do is it's totally possible with hair now in the new engine, new Unity hair engine, we can make it so the hair will bounce off the character. We can pick the head and like the body and make it so the hair won't.
Through like we were having problems with the bandanas.
Yeah, it won't fall through you anymore or through itself. So that's an upshot. That's a good thing.
How's the?
Oh yeah, by that. We're the
management on
freaking
that?
mohawk. Yes.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
then enjoy my sweet mohawk.
Nice.
And notice how there's none of that stupid paneling around it. The lights and the projectors all obey the cutout shape of the alpha channel. So now it looks all sweet.
That's
Doesn't
awesome.
that look
Ooh.
good? Huh?
It looks freaking cool.
I'm so proud of us.
We've gone so far.
We've upgraded our engine. Hooray!
Yeah.
If you want sweet hair like this and more, go to projectnexus2.com/pre-order.
Hair simulator.
Pre-order your hair
Buy a
today.
shirt too.
Here,
Buy a shirt.
It's got jiggle physics.
What's wrong, fella? Going bald? No problem. Pre-order projectnexus2.com.
Grows your hair in
Your
30
hair.
seconds flat. But if it doesn't work, you don't get your money back, but you do get a pretty good game. And if you don't like that, you can not. Go away.
You can go buy a t-shirt too.
I
For
double checked
15
this
bucks.
version. It should work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyone who hasn't seen, this is the new. Yeah, look, that's one of the spotlights that would ruin the hair previously.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh, it does it right.
Now
now.
it's
I
out
learned
of
how to
work.
later.
So,
I kind of missed a little stick hair though.
I can't remember what else we've actually... What's actually new in the game anymore? I can't remember.
So most of what's new, we haven't done a podcast since the Christmas stuff went in. So a lot of it is seeing the cool little Christmas decorations and seeing where the power lines all have their little Christmas lights on them. Golem units are Santa, so don't forget to go fight a golem.
I was really fucking upset that I didn't manage to record Christmas lines for those guys.
Oh yeah.
I really wanted to do that, but I just did not have time.
oh, oh.
I'm too newbie.
One thing I'll have for next time we do that, Devin can just go into the audio build and then layer like a jingle bell over the talking. So while you're talking, there's like a jingle bell or like a sleigh bell or something.
That'd be beautiful.
There'll just be a whole new bank season,
Actually, it's like
season
footsteps. It
edition.
could be like a light jingle.
It's really funny how the like our Gollum Santa is starting to really remind me of the Futurama Santa
Oh
Claus.
yeah, just toothy. And...
Yeah, just punishing you.
Beating the shit out of your shit.
Sean was about to die and he quit.
What
I
a
have no
baby!
skills whatsoever.
Why did you get him, you scrub?
That's what I'm
No,
doing.
Shut up.
God, fine! Shit!
Ooh, you're gonna be clicking for a while.
Yeah, because of all those skills we have in the game. All those
150
So when is the new skill tree thing's gonna come in?
Why don't
You
you
just
buy
click
one
on the
with
skill
a gun,
tree.
too?
I don't know, Bill. We want to finish putting all the skills in. There's still some that are missing, like the parkoury ones for acrobatics and the charge-up attacks for melee and unarmed.
The ones where
yeah.
you sweep like an area in front of you.
Yeah, once we have that, then we can put together a proper tree, and it not only will
Well,
it
that's what-
look better and be easier to read, but it'll also run faster.
Yeah.
Because Sean, you're still getting a lot of lag on the menu, right?
Yeah.
Skill tree menu, yeah. It's I don't really know what else to do about it. I'll look into it,
Put
but
it in the
it's just one of those
quartermaster
things.
menu as well.
Yeah.
Strange.
I forgot what edge
Just all the new contents.
I'll look at it later. Anyway, so while Sean is building up his character, shall we? Do we have any questions about anything?
Oh, we have fuckloads.
Yeah, I was gonna
So-
say.
That's a lot of loads.
Yeah, we've been getting a fair arse load at the moment. So you know what? If we want to do some questions, we can. If we're all cool with that.
That's good.
Yeah, let's do the first round of questions because I know we're going to deviate and talk about things as those questions remind us of other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm being told to say some gay shit. I'm not sure I should be.
Oh, hey Sean, have
you
you
did.
ever noticed that if
Yes,
you shoot at the pilot, quartermaster, or chef, they pull their guns out?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I noticed this because I threw a Molotov at one of them, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I can actually burn these people."
Yeah,
Whoops.
I don't do that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we have
System is
procedural
invincible,
damage
but I'm not
now,
sure.
yeah,
like fire and other stuff.
Stage look good. I didn't even test this one.
yeah.
I got blood on
Alright.
the mohawk.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It
the
doesn't
best
work
thing
with
to
the alpha
say.
channel though.
It's like a prop.
All right, I'm
might
gonna
get skulls or
start
something.
asking some
Also.
questions then. Get the shit done. Okay, so Our first question comes from Kikalos1200. Will the story mode have the revival mechanic from the first Project Nexus? So, like, when you die, you come back to life afterwards? In that sort of same vein.
I honestly don't know. We've kind of talked about the idea that we might have like a Left 4 Dead / Castle Crashers recovery thing where you help your buddy up, and if you're solo and die, then you're screwed.
Yeah, the biggest thing that we're like kind of worrying about is like the ability to change between characters and the ability to self-revive would become like sort of a balancing thing. Like, what if if you're about to die, or if you see your friend about to die, you change to him, die, and then self-revive.
Yeah.
So we still need to sort that out.
Yeah, so we're working on it, but we haven't had a chance to balance it yet because there aren't really any finished story stages that are playable, just the works in progress that we have. So that is a good question. It's definitely been on our minds.
All right. Next question comes from Mr. Condog. Will Shadman be featured in PN2? I feel like here.
I know we want to do like a sort of like he's got a red mohawk because of I have to make the blood texture not fill out.
I was gonna say that's not ambient light. No,
yeah, that's just his blood. Okay, so that's a cool little thing.
It's kind of awesome looking.
Yeah, your blood your blood texture doesn't respect whether or not there's alpha on the cutout itself, which is a very easy fix. I just haven't done it.
That's the name of my new metal band, Blood Mohawk.
Yeah.
It has no respect.
So I like
the parents.
It's the highlights mode is in.
Oh, that's it.
But yeah, Shadman. So I know we're gonna have like a Newgroundsy type stage. I think it'd be great to have Shad represented since he's been such an inspiration for and fan of the Madness series for so long.
Yeah, and thankfully he has like a signature look, like the face mask and the aviators and hat.
Yeah.
Skull.
Plus, he's got a huge following, so it'd be great if you retweeted us about putting him in the game. Yeah.
Alright.
Facts.
Marketing! Very nice. Alright, we've got a next question from Sisyphus. Will mag agents have the same gore system as the regular agents? So, are they going to be like more detailed, or are they just going to be are they just like regular guys but bigger?
I actually think that mag agents, it wouldn't be bad to have a system with like either multiple layers of like flesh, muscle, and bone. So it's like multiple heads inside of each other, like lots of different outfits.
Make it like really horrifying on agents like a Gestalt.
Yeah.
Or Gestalt-like agents, where you just sort of like shred their face down and get to the skull.
Yeah, if you remember how Gestalt worked in Project 1. Oh, there's a sneeze. 1.5.
Oh wow!
Bless you.
It's so difficult to have like layered meshes that are like weighed in such a way that don't clip through each other.
Yeah.
So like the body is going to still be the outside and then the inside, but the head I definitely want like 2 or 3 phase kind of shred down.
Yeah, exactly. And of course we could have like destructible armor like Gestalt had, and we can do all kinds of fun stuff with bosses where they follow special rules. Mm-hmm. And that kind of thing, although it sounds great for your minor characters like just going your dude. The characters, unless it's like in a view like Sean has right now, which is really up close and you typically won't see, you're really not going to be able to appreciate that level of detail. But on a large unit like that, we want to go like crazy because we think people will notice whether or not it's like good or bad. So we're going to try to err towards good.
Very nice.
I'm super interested in looking into the Hive boss, so let's just forget the concept. That's beautiful.
Once I get to like making boss battles.
Yeah. Yeah, Hive is the guy that spawns enemies basically, right?
Yeah.
What kind, like they've got to be like goopy, almost like zombie-esque, like.
Oh yeah, they're not going to be like regular dudes. They're like kind of
like a half-cloned Hank and Dean
A
Venture.
bouncing shotgun.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Watch out for the bouncing shotgun from that guy.
It's a rare thing, but it's a dangerous thing, nevertheless. Right. Okay. Next question. Oh, we got a good one. Freak 03 asks, what the fuck is that name? When do you guys have an actual estimate to when the game will be out of alpha, beta, and into the Steam page sort of deal?
Well, in beta it'll be in the Steam page.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to say because Steam sort of has like rules about putting, I guess, pre-ordered games. There are rules on Steam about how you can put stuff up, so there may be some conflict. We may have to wait until everybody has played their early access to put it on Steam. And I'm also inclined to just like put it up for like $20, but then after the early access guys have had their chance to play, then discount it like a month later to like $15 or something. The idea is we don't want to charge less for the game on Steam than people paying for it as a pre-order on our PayPal.
Right.
Because that kind of incentivization just goes out the window, because then we're just jackasses who charged you more. And we don't want to do. If anything, we'll charge more on Steam than us.
Fair play. It seems like a very fine business practice.
Yes!
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 Business! So good! Okay. Right. CRNCH asks, why did you guys use Unity instead of Unreal, DirectX, OpenGL, or Vulkan to make the game?
Unity was the more complete, and this was my experience like 4 years ago. Unity was the more complete one when about 3.5 years ago, we first dabbled with Unity to see if it was worth trying. Unreal has made a lot of strides since then, and whenever you go on Reddit and see those pictures of like people took the Mario 64 graphics and stuck them into the Unreal Engine, and it looks like a badass, gritty, like Gears of War type game. That didn't come about until about a year and a half ago. It wasn't always of that same quality. One of the other reasons is I think that Unreal didn't have C# support, and that was the language I was trying to learn for programming, which Unity did, so I erred towards that. And finally, I think that the documentation for tutorials and help had a larger stockpile. But ultimately, that's really all it came down to. There was nothing wrong with picking Unreal or any of the other ones. This is just the one we ended up with. Wow, look at that snow, man. It's like a blizzard out there. It's like really pelting.
If you guys disconnect, we know why.
Unfortunately, I have a hard connection via...
yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm using Fios, so we have a 150 upload speed, megabits per second upload speed. So we're great.
Yeah.
As long as the power lines don't come down, but they shouldn't. Anyway, yeah, Unity was just kind of like the natural choice, and I've had my problems with it, but honestly, you're going to have problems with anything.
Fair enough. All right, Mr. F3Z, the guy, asks, can you still back up your saves with the new Unity 5 build?
Yeah, the save files actually haven't changed in any way. And as Sean will show you, or has shown you, when you load your characters, they're all still there. If your character was there for the Christmas build, he'll be there for the next one, too.
Yeah, we lost a few before the Christmas build, but...
Yeah, most of that wasn't because of the build itself, but changes that had happened in a previous build. And slowly over time, characters... Remember how I described Unity upgrading from 4 to 5? That's unfortunately how it works even when programming your save games, is new things are added to the game, which render old things obsolete, and as we start to phase those things out, sometimes your character may have a weapon that had that one mod on it, and that one mod made your character unusable anymore. The good news is if it's a weapon that's a problem, I can continue trying to develop this thing that just removes the weapon from your inventory. If you ever go into the game and your weapons are removed, don't get mad, be thankful, because that was in there to keep your character from being broken forever. Which is the case in with some characters I've seen.
Right.
His items just disappearing, and that's why.
Now the more you know.
Yeah.
Look at all this wonderful knowledge we're being gifted. It's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Also,
cool.
fuck
That's
you, Sean.
true.
You're in the chat. Stop. What do you have to say? Oh, put 1, 2, 3 in the chat like a goddamn. I need to see questions. I'm not gonna see
1, 2,
anything.
3 nonsense.
Yeah. Like, so, what is this? Can you explain yourself before I go on? You.
Just building up the hype, man.
You can't build up a hype saying numbers. That's not how it works.
Hey, look, we have a peak concurrent of 120 people. Okay, got to keep the hype rolling.
Are you going for 123? Is that the idea?
Seems
Exactly.
About, seems
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah.
We're at 80 now. 20 people thought we were boring as shit.
Welcome.
Yep.
Oh no.
Gotta
At least
find out who you
we'll
are.
all go get
I'm
like-
revoking your keys. Actually, it's a cool thing you can do. I didn't know that. You can actually banish keys. So there have been a couple times where like somebody would order on PayPal, like, hey, can I have the, I want this and that. I want Pack B, you know? So they get it. I send them their 2 keys. And then they start a dispute with PayPal to like get a refund. Usually what I do when that happens is I just give them the refund and revoke their keys right away. So a lot of people think they're going to get like a free game out of it. Good news for us though is you can't just like, you can't play the game for like a month and be like, that was really great. Anyway, I'm all done with this, refund time. Because PayPal is a lot more stingy with refunds after a certain period of time has passed. which I mean, you can still start a claim if you honestly didn't get the keys and something's wrong. But of course, I can then take it up with PayPal, and then you end up losing, which is good. They protect the buyers and sellers. Is he burning my?
Oh, there he goes.
He's burning my shit.
Fire damage looks fantastic.
He tried so hard. Fuck.
I did set those
Just on
possible
fire. Oh.
That's upsetting. He's trying his best.
All right. We got more.
All right. As in the words of
all right, McConaughey or whatever your name is, Matt
All right.
McConaughey.
fucking the guy that did Heya, whatever that
All
was.
right.
Right.
You're doing Andre.
Yes. Okay. Bodacious V asks, when are you guys going to finish off all the skills? So, we do have a few skills that are at the moment still like in development, so to speak. How long do you think it will take before all of them are fully fleshed out?
The only reason those ones aren't in the game is not because we just haven't gotten to it. They kind of require tricky coding that is totally fine, but it's become such a horse race to get these features out that like I have to basically go back in and kind of rework the way that melee works in order to get the charging like charge up attack to work. Not the sprint dash attack, but like charging up, like holding your mouse down, and your character like will charge up like a focus attack. That will change the way that melee currently works, and so because of that, that stands to potentially break a lot of things. So I've been holding off on it. Same thing with like parkour. When your character animates and he moves from his like let's say he's standing in his position and he jumps over a crate or jumps up on a wall. In the animation, his like center point, like his start point, never moves. So just because your character's up in space doesn't mean his like start point has moved. So there's like a tricky scenario where when we fade from your character jumping up onto the wall and then actually making it so you can fade into like walking, that it doesn't do this like glitchy stutter where your guy like kind of fades back to where he was and then fades back to where he is now. It's basically this like glitchy animation scenario that there's not an easy workaround, but I know how to do it. I'm just dreading doing the work, so I've held off. That's basically the only thing that's keeping us from making these skills part of the game. But we are going to do it. I really want these things in. I think that adding parkour stuff will open up more and unique level design for us in story mode. So actually, now that that's not story mode and parkour is a thing, maybe and not like proper parkour, but definitely like going up a wall and like being up on a ledge now or jumping over a railing. Like Sean, the room that he's in now, why not jump over a railing?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Then of course I've got to program the AI when they have parkour powers to be able to navigate those as well, and then that's going to be its own fun time. So, anyway, I don't have a set timeline on that, but I want it in the next 2 months. Maybe by April, the rest of the alpha to beta preparation.
All right.
There you go.
Nice. Very nice
I'll be
answer.
interested in looking at the grappling hooks, so if that,
Oh yeah,
maybe
that's gonna be.
Yeah, Sanford hook used as a grappling hook would be. I've kept that in mind. That actually won't be as hard to do because that'll just be an animation that only works if you have the grappling hook. So we would like pre-animate that, and it would look fine. Like,
oh, that'd be awesome.
The magazine missing from the or this little wet. That's
which weapon is that?
It looks like the AR-15.
Let's see. All right, I'm
Did I get the
looking.
material wrong? Or NR-15, not that one.
Okay, all right, NR-15.
Or AN-15. I'm sorry.
Let's have a little look. Let's see what we can find.
Ooh.
Set to item, materials, items, weapon. Items, weapon now looks fine.
Okay, then yeah, it was just missing from the in-game there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I don't know. I wonder if it's because he picked it up when it was like being reloaded or something. Like you reload it, magazine drop, throw it on the ground, then pick it up. Does it just not have the mag?
Right.
I'll look into that. That could be a cool thing. Oh, Sean just trying to counter like crazy now. All right. Well, why don't we do some questions?
Yeah, bring along another.
Yeah.
Oh God! Stop! Okay, where's the answer?
Is
Questions. There they are. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Questions.
Here's a silly one for you, and one that'll test your friendship. Karamida9 asks, here's a real question. Who'd win in a fist fight? Crinkles or Swain?
Shit, I don't know. Both really out of shape.
Matt lifts and I own a punching bag. I don't know. Yeah.
I used to buy.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get it.
You know what? I think we'd win because we'd be cooperative like double dragons.
Oh yeah.
How do you like that cop-out answer?
It's a testament to the power of friendship. I love love it.
Will you be able to beat up Bobo?
That works. All right. Next here's a question then. Trash Attractive Trash Man asks, wonderful name by the way. Will the teeth guys from Rump be in the game? Or will that be too much of a hassle? Because Lord knows, Matt, that Rump was just beautiful.
It really was. Tiny Airman kind of helping out there.
That was the most recent Madness cartoon. For those like for the one of you in there that doesn't know what that is.
But no, I don't know. I mean, it hadn't occurred to me to put that in the game. The game would be unplayable. They can't be beaten.
Yeah. To be fair though, we do have like the idea of making characters like Tricky, like basically fucking forces of nature that aren't really intentionally killable, so to speak.
Right,
so,
but I don't want to like remove Tricky's like greatness by putting more characters.
Yeah. Point taken. That's a perfectly valid thing to say.
He has to sit on the throne of unbeatability.
I think the Romp guys would probably fit better with the expansion story that we're thinking about following the main storyline.
Just like all the Madness characters just find themselves in this fucking insanity land.
Could be. I don't know. I don't want to say.
I mean, are they even real?
Yeah,
how can they be real if our eyes aren't real?
Yeah.
Oh god. The
How to make a phone call if you can't speak.
Whoa! It's getting intense.
Yeah,
all
we're
right.
getting deep here.
I think I saw that in a movie once. It's like Wizard of Oz or something. I don't know.
What is that, like the Matrix? Spoon's real and shit? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's right. A spoon's real.
What is real, on the other hand, are the questions. And here's another one.
I'll take some cool questions, sure.
Yeah.
Segway!
Segway!
I'm getting some mad lag.
Deadeye asks, will Mag Agent be in the arena mode? If not already in the arena mode?
Probably not, only because I mean, it's possible, but like we have some like quote and unquote boss fight type scenarios that we want to put into arena mode to kind of give it a sort of story of its own without ever actually making it story mode.
Right.
So it's possible we could, but we don't really have the plans for it. The main reason like we can't just have like, okay, I want to play Outpost on Madness mode and there's a Mag Agent. Reason we can't really do that is because there's not really a way for a Mag to conceivably get in the stage or to follow you around if you decide to kite it, like through the buildings.
Yeah, the stage would have to be designed around him.
Yeah, exactly. So
you can always just have it that just everything's destructible now and he busts through a wall.
Fucking hell.
Oh yeah!
Just everything starts falling apart.
Like the Kool-Aid man.
A big red Mag cool boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gives Kool-Aid to all the
Oh,
nice
yeah.
ones, too.
But don't worry, you'll have all the mags you'll ever want or need in story mode, and also when we have the like free fight, like Mad interactive style danger room, where you can just load things in. You'll have all the mag fighting you've ever wanted.
Oh yeah, maybe even.
Yeah. At the moment, we just have the big boys that we do have in the arena, which are like the Merc big guys and the Bandit big boy, who is a spooky boy. And then,
It was very well
Look at
voiced,
this
quite
combo.
nice.
I wonder whose upcoming vocal warm-up will be for that. Couldn't say.
Well, I honestly almost want to sneak in that like lip smack and extreme lip smack sample just to annoy you.
Please.
What, just like make the Mag Bandits like show up and give you ASMR?
Pretty much.
Here the Mag Bandits are typing on a keyboard. Here they are clicking their fingers on a piece of ceramic.
Big angry Scottish man ASMR. Beautiful.
This one has big boobies for you to stare at.
Yeah, we really just need to start targeting our audience.
Yeah.
This is
ASMR intense.
We need to know our fan base a little better. A heads up, Sean, you may want to start a new version of the game in the background. Just reopen the game in the background, then swap over. Because part of the reason you're lagging may be because of the memory leak, and I have no doubt actually that's probably why.
Well, Unity 5 will make it easier to chase that down, though.
Yeah, well, I've noticed the profiler is a little bit more efficient and accurate, so
That's good.
track it down. But anyway, hello. So
Yeah, feed us more questions.
yeah, so Sean,
Yes.
feel to refresh the game and
Yeah, will do.
yeah, because I gotta fix this memory leak, and I think this next week is when it needs to happen.
All right, here's another question for you. Crimson asks, this is a serious question. We'll probably divide the community into 2-3 parts. Will the game have microtransactions or DLC? And I think we both know the answer to this one.
DLC, yeah.
Yeah,
Micro
micro
transactions,
not
no.
really.
No,
Yeah.
I can't even see like how it really work out in a game like
Well,
this.
that's
I don't see,
fucking
I definitely want like a 2.5, you know, like similar how we did 1.5.
Oh shit.
yeah. But you
You know,
would
like
be sur-
like proper expansion packs. You know?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
like or like a handful of guns that like are, you know, somehow special and different.
But like you wouldn't be surprised about how fucking
Ho ho ho!
You better watch out.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna fucking eat your
Santa's lagging me game.
Oh, oh, oh.
All right. Okay. Now, moving on from this. Pratilla Mihai asks, will there be new mag agents that we're not aware of? Well, yes, new boss enemies, I presume.
No, it's gonna be the same old ones. You don't get anything new ever.
Yes,
Yeah,
you get
we'll have new ones.
Well,
same- that's it.
Yeah, both
Yeah.
both Hive and Ghoul, like Matt says, are new mag agents with special powers.
Yeah.
One produces embryonic like combatants, like
And the
produces
other just
creatures.
absorbs them.
Yeah, and the other one consumes them for nefarious purposes. Sean, kill the golem.
Why are you
or-
running from Santa?
Oh, eventually they're gonna have the power to kick that cover over and break it. So
Oh, that'll be fun.
yeah.
That's just really wail into the poor buggy. I say poor. He's way too big for this.
I love his
oh,
Santa glasses. He can't doing a little
It-
reading.
yeah. But I love how he was part of the wallpaper. By the way, that was just smashing.
What did you notice? What was that?
The
the
Santa
back-
in the background of the wallpaper.
Oh yeah.
just fucking peering through the window.
Ooh. I've gone.
Right.
I love how Max sound is running though. His cheek moves left and right.
Is the stream
Sean,
lagging for you guys?
knock him
or-
out. Use your unarmed technique.
Or just
Aw.
shoot Santa. Look, you shot Santa.
You murdered the boy.
Oh no!
Is it
He tried
extremely
so
laggy
hard.
for you guys or what?
Santa,
Oh, it's pretty bad.
bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
for me.
restart game for maximum lag. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
Restart
just.
game.
I'm not sure if this is stream or not, 'cause it's not that bad for me.
Oh yeah, maybe it is the stream then.
Alright,
just-
I'm just worried about nothing here.
Good news, guys. The game runs fine.
Yeah.
It's us that are the problem.
I'll make a new one.
It's guys. The lag is actually now that he's in the headquarters, everything seems fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the game does need a restart. Who knows?
I'm loading the new one.
Nice.
Alright, so what's next?
Yeah. What's next in the world of questions?
All right. Next question comes from Daynick101. On a
Yes.
scale from 1 to 10, what's the range of customization to your weapons when you play the game? So currently we have like the weapons bench, which you can put guns onto, and it'll add a little attachment to it. But currently it's not been fully realized. I guess suppose you two could like talk about more where you want to go with that. All things
All right. Yeah.
considered.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's more or less just a lottery right now. Like you
Mm.
got your barrel extensions, your barrel core changes, your caps, which are like silencers and compensators. The only thing I really want to add that you guys haven't seen is like magazine changes, so that you can put submachine gun magazines inside of rifles and that sort of thing. You know, so since the bullet is what's doing the damage, or at least the base of the damage, like you could have like an AR-15 which shoots 45 and it's like a much lower recoil, somewhat lower damage kind of weapon. But right now, yeah, like we haven't actualized that because I have the models for also drum mags and stuff like that, and we haven't like another thing we haven't really worked out is the balance for these add-ons. So some of them you'll notice are like completely unbalanced in that like you'll completely destroy the recoil in that it's like 100, but you're still doing like plenty of damage. So
Did we fix shotguns yet? I can't remember. We did, didn't we?
I thought so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember you like taking the time. I thought you took the time for it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll double check. But like for example, like little issues like.
Yeah, Sean, if you get your hands on like the pistol shotgun, that would clear that one up.
Yeah, like the displayed damage is something like 72 or something, which is accurate if you hit with every single pellet that comes from your gun. But
the big problem was that pistol could also take attachments, which would like add a benefit to every single pellet rather than like a blanket kind of benefit.
yeah.
I gotta ask, what is this flamethrower gun? Because I haven't even been.
Oh, that's bad boy is a
Wait, you
handsome
haven't
thing.
seen it?
No, I have because I haven't been able to play. I've been busy. I get to work on stuff. I work on music, and then I get off after I send a bill.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm bad. I'm just bad at life.
It's-
So what
it's
is
like
it? 'Cause it's awesome.
It's like an incendiary bomb launcher.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it tested us to start working on DOT systems. That's damage over time for you noob lamers out there, as well as specific damage types for fire, and you know.
You said you like the whoosh fire
Yeah,
thing
it's
that
perfect.
I did, right?
I think it's great.
Mhm.
Anybody who doesn't can suck it.
It works just fine.
Yeah,
It looks pretty nice.
Good sound.
It looks very handmade though.
Actually,
Very
wait,
nice.
I can do one better. I'm glad you wait.
Oh god, are you
Wait.
gonna actually don't? Oh no.
I'm really glad that you like the work I'm
Fucking.
doing.
I'm really. Ah yes. That's fucking
Oh.
nice.
God's sake.
I have that on my phone for all times and all scenarios.
I love you. It's
What
so
to launch
Yeah,
the
that'll
air
do.
horn?
Just
Ew,
any,
ew, ew, ew.
yeah. I really should make like a crappy like club jam for the game, just for like one of the rooms where you go in. It just is like constantly MLG air horns.
Maybe we'll put that on the crane. Shit, I don't know.
Please don't.
Made a
Stop.
mod
You
from
say that now, but you'll
It's
laugh
like
for the
down-
10
air
seconds you
horn.
get out of it.
We'll tribute to MLG Crane.
Dun, 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 dun. Boom, da, 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 da.
Yeah, I wanna really enjoy that.
You need to dub your step like that, Devin.
Dub your step.
So much.
Hey, by the way, the taking inventory song is awesome. We should do more linking to the to Devin's Lochner's SoundCloud
No joke.
from here as well. Get some more feedback.
Yeah, go to lochnar.com.
Yep.
Yeah, go to
That's all.
lochnar.com. Nar.
Lochnar.com.
Put it in the chat.
There you go.
Lochnar.
There's the actual SoundCloud.
Yay.
There we go.
Yeah, I
Very-
put the entire anything I'm working on goes into a playlist there. So just look up Project Nexus 2 works in progress.
I'm just kind of stuttering like any old days.
Yeah.
I know I fixed it, but maybe it's just the heavy weapon. Yeah.
Well, I remember the firebug used to fire just as fast as you click the mouse button. Oh, those were the days.
Oh my god, he's dual wielding flamethrower launchers.
Beautiful.
That's
All right.
The chimney that just bursts.
Here's a question.
Just
Are we,
Hello.
fire.
well, the question for me, for the flame stuff, are we gonna ever add like kind of burny textures and stuff? Like char?
You mean like? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We can. It's I have to test and see if it's going to
Curious.
overload the game with too many draw calls. Every time the camera has to redraw something on a character, you know, it becomes.
Yeah, that's
I can do it. Maybe there's a way to like.
I mean, if anything, the flame particle stuff is fantastic. Like that looks gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's right. The only reason I wouldn't do it is not because we don't have the technology to like make it so that you have that like burning over the person kind of effect. Like where it looks like flames are passing over them, like they're completely entrenched or like drenched in fire.
Yeah.
We can do it. It's just I just need to see what the cost is going to be for the camera to render that.
Mhm.
Because
Oh,
the way I would do it would actually kind of increase the draw calls for every single character, even the ones that aren't on fire currently.
Yeah,
the other way to
that
do-
just adds stuff. Yeah.
The other way to do it is to take the character who is you're
Just
taking your
set
action
yourself on
with the flame
fire.
weapon.
I'm sorry, I'm watching.
I just like the idea of a flamethrower at a shooting range.
Oh yeah, when your character gets knocked down from a blast, and if
Oh.
he's on fire, it automatically escalates you to the most rapid arm swinging kicking animation when you're on the ground.
It's beautiful.
Of your character
Oh,
trying
nice.
to put himself out. And hey, little known fact: if you drop to the ground by pressing K, if you're on fire, it'll go out faster. So being on the ground actually makes it go away quicker.
Is the
cool.
chainsaw animation need to be redone because of the alpha channel?
The animation's been done. It just needs to be put in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was basically Matt gave it to me just before we left for the holidays, and we got caught up with stupid bugs that somehow managed to get fixed.
Yeah, it's up there with like the rapier and all that animations that just aren't in yet.
Yeah, but I have everything ready to go. We're set for it. So I think for the next build we'll have rapier attacks, and chainsaw attacks. We won't have the kung fu attacks in yet because that's part of a proficiency, and those aren't in yet, but they will be. I want to get the new skill tree finished first before working on those.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be nice.
I can't wait to have
Get
proficiencies and all that stuff in, finally.
It's gonna be very, very
So how are you
pretty.
gonna train up proficiency? So is it just be adding XP, or do you have to like do certain actions again?
That's a good question. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to get it so that you pull from an experience type. Maybe it draws a little from each or something.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. Like you have to just spend those points.
Yeah. Granted, also proficiencies could work off of the same experience points. Like if you have like a gunslinger proficiency, then it's entirely possible you need to spend acrobatics and ranged, like both of them to get it up.
Right.
I see.
Burn zombies, burn.
Burn
What,
zombies, do it.
Are these fire
Zombie
effects high
burn.
resolution?
I don't think so. Why?
Just a lot of them on screen.
It's lagging
was
the
a bit
game
of
quite a bit though.
lag.
Yeah.
I think it might.
I don't know. I'll do some more testing with the
Or it's just
profiler to see
zombies,
if
I
it's
don't
really
know.
costing anything.
'Cause I know
Yeah,
zombies.
we
may have
don't
a
need
bit of
those
alpha on them,
4K
but they're not.
drops.
Like they're not cut out.
Right. I'll double check whether or not they're cutouts. If they are, then great. Cutouts are basically the idea of an like a partially invisible texture, where it's either completely invisible or not at all. So it looks like it's basically cut out, so you still kind of get the pixels on the edge.
Yeah.
And those are more effective because the camera doesn't have to render partial transparency, which is typically very costly, or more costly than just a flat opaque drawing. Anyway, why don't we take a question? I can
Yeah.
use a good question
Yeah,
right
well,
about
A
now.
good question. A good
Only
question.
one question.
Yes.
I can deliver a good question. Here's a good question for you. Binny's Fox asks, "What graphics card do I need to play this game?" More specific, like I guess the more general thing would be, how powerful does your PC need to be to properly run this thing at a good rate?
Let's say, the way I've always put it is if you can run Skyrim
On like medium.
on like medium, then this game will be easy as hell.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You can run it on a Mac, dude, and it works
Yeah.
fine.
That's well, fuck
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
true
Max
test.
aren't like boosted and
If,
like
if,
ready
if
for.
Max work, then shit, you're fine. You'll be fine,
Yeah.
my dude. All right, that was a simple one. Here's another slightly more complex one. Potato King asks, "Since we'll be having the original cast returning in the story mode, will we expect to visit old locations as well?" Now, this is a bit difficult for this one, considering what the game is. Yeah.
Well, yes, you won't visit anything from Project Nexus 1. Project Nexus 1.5 it's in the science tower at the center of the city where Project Nexus 2 takes. So there will be some overlap, and I can't spoil whether or not you'll see any of the same characters.
Yeah. I was about to like run my mouth, but like I don't want to spoil that.
We'll say for like enemy types, you will be fighting like abominations because we want to get those in arena mode anyway. You'll see like abominations. We won't tell you about like special characters or anything, but there will be abominations. You will be fighting sleepwalkers who are going to be even more dangerous than they were before, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the enemy science tower is in the center of the city, and it will play into it. So expect that. Now you won't necessarily go into the science tower and take the same route that Christoph did, but in some cases you will, but not always. So
Look through the ruins of it.
you'll see, but expect some science tower for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe some remixed versions of the songs from 1.5 as well. I really need Devin to do oh wow, that was crazy
That
ragdoll.
was a ragdoll.
Yeah. I need Devin to do a Swamp Zombies remix. Swamp Zombies was my favorite song that
In
Chester
the
made.
universe, yeah.
Yeah, favorite song he's ever made of mine that I like that he did, and I want to see a Lochner remix of that.
Okay.
Yes, guys, it worked.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to get me to do stuff. Hey, can you do this? Okay.
We own you. Do our things.
Because I mean, you're really nailing down the sound of the game now. Like now that we've got a sort of like confident agreement on the feel of the game and the music that should go with it. I'm noticing that the more music you make, Devin, the more I'm liking it. Not just from personal preference, but that it matches the stages. Like Blood Sun and Murder Room are glorious.
Yeah, Murder Room is still my favorite.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the stuff earlier in the last 2 years. It was like, okay, let's just make a bunch of boss fight music, and then as the game developed, it was like, okay, now we need stuff for not boss fights, and then it starts flowing out that way. So you almost take like a step back from super duper high intensity, and you go like one step below that.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I'm enjoying writing.
I can imagine it being
It's gonna be a
great.
crap ton of music
It's just
though.
been solid.
Love that.
It's gonna be like a 2-hour soundtrack.
Building quite the portfolio.
The word
That and
squad.
sound design.
Yeah.
And arena mode needs it for sure. Like story mode, I like the idea of having like almost like not really monotonous but quieter stuff for like while you're sneaking around. But yeah, Devin, we'll have to run you through some of story mode, and I think we'll talk about it today on the chat. Some of the ideas that Matt and I had, not for story mode's actual story, but the way we think the game is going to play. Yeah, like the structured approach of it. We talked about it a little bit, I think, last podcast. I'm not sure. You guys can remind me, but definitely we'll be able to finally use some of the transitions that you've created where you're listening to a song and it's quiet, or at least more subdued, and then suddenly you transition to like a higher intensity like point. You know what I mean? Like where it cuts ahead into the song and plays a different loop entirely.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I mean, we'll take a couple more questions and we'll talk a bit about story mode. Don't let me forget because I think it's important. I think that the viewers might want to hear this.
All right, how long do you think we have for questions, just to clarify?
So we've been on for about an hour, 15 minutes. I don't think we want to go.
Flies.
Yeah, it does. I don't think we want to go too far past. I think 2 hours would be a hard cutoff for sure. But
Yeah.
let's take as many questions as we can.
In the next half hour and see just what happens.
Yeah.
Half hour, I think we can get through a lot. If we're good and able to answer these quick, we can get through all of them. Because there's
Yes or no questions only.
Yeah.
fucking
Yes
don't
questions
do
only.
this. Actually, wait. This one is a yes or no question. Awesome Gaming IL asks, will there be cheats?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That was one of the Kickstarter backer rewards too. So just by nature of that, there will be at least those cheats,
Yeah.
but there will be others as well.
Answered. Excellent. Mr. Unknown asks, could it be possible to allow the heads to be decapitated from enemies? And if you try a higher throw stat, will you be able to throw them?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see whether or not the game gets cluttered with heads, and and whether or not you can control when that happens. But
Yeah.
dismemberment is going to be in the game, and we've talked about ways to do it.
Yeah, like the first thought I have is executions causing dismemberment, because like
Yeah.
otherwise like
Yeah.
you have as many heads on the floor as there were people, and then like you just gotta.
Yeah, and also the this spinal whip. If the head gets dismembered, the spine is still attached, and use the spine as a whip or something.
Well, there'd have to be whips in the game.
Remember that. Yeah.
You'd have to make that first.
Right. So I mean, we'll look into like whips and stuff. I've had ideas for how that could work, but it would just be a series of bones, like an armature that is the whip, and it would just like drag behind you, and then you like would do a special like every time you attack. Hopefully the bones would like snap out and stuff.
Yeah, I just assumed make the spine like a rigid object that you can just beat people with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Exactly. With a skull at the end. It's like a skull staff.
A lollipop. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's that's up for debate. But as far as like dismemberment goes on its own, yeah, that'll be in. We may have to like avoid, just by the nature of this game, it would take a lot of work to get it so that when you chop somebody's head, it like splits in half. Like that kind of thing would be awesome, but I think a little bit difficult to do with the engine we created. But like full on decapitation and like chopping a body in half, that's possible. That's doable. It may look goofy sometimes, but it's doable.
That would be lovely.
So
Kick that so much.
deal with it.
Right. Good stuff. Diogo Caviero asks. Wait, shit, I had pronounced that wrong. Craviero. There we go. Got it right now. Will this game have turrets?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I could
Yep.
figure as
They'll
much.
they'll be in there, and eventually some of these arena stages will have turrets pop in too.
Yeah, like I want them primarily as hazards for sure.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, there will be things brought in by engineers, along with their little shields
Yeah.
that you guys might remember from last year.
Fucking nice, boys. Fucking
Oh yeah.
sick.
I see Murder Room is not animating the floors. That's also an easy fix. That is exactly one of those things I was talking about, where something that's attached to an object in Unity 4 upgrades to 5 and suddenly doesn't work properly.
Right.
But that's a very, very easy fix, and I can take care of that right now.
Oh
So
yeah,
that-
fucking! I just
There's
remembered.
just not a lot of murdering in this murder room. Oh,
Yeah, it's a do-it-yourself murder room.
A KIY, if you will.
I just remembered. So the current build that's on Steam is Unity 5, right? Unless I'm wrong.
No, that's Unity 4.
Oh right, it's just that fucking. There's this very strange bug I found where, specifically to do with saw blades, where if you get hit at a very specific angle, you get zipped off the map. And it just.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens, and
I've seen. Yeah, I think that has something to do with it's specifically the ragdoll where it's happening, and I wonder if Unity 5 is doing a good job finding the erroneous situations that are causing that. What was that? Was that a spooky? I thought that was a spooky werewolf.
No, it's just a regular.
Oh no.
sorry, that would be my dog. And
Oh.
she's get out
Oh
downstairs.
no.
Devin, you and your
I
strange
thought that
staff.
was Winnie.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's right. The blades are also not working. The saw blades. Yeah. Which is funny. Like
it's all broken.
it's well, it's not. I mean, it's not that anything's really necessarily broken. It's just like
No, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I was just thinking like out of order. Like you should just. This is what should be popping up every time none of this works. We're sorry. Your death blades are out of order.
oh yeah, right. Temporarily disabled due to AIDS.
It could be like an X-ray
Fucking hell.
mode or
Yeah.
something.
Too much AIDS.
Too much AIDS
Too many AIDS.
requires a cure to continue. Excellent. All right.
I like instinctively Sean still gets off the
Yeah.
floor as it lights up, even though it's
Well,
not
that's
going
a
to
good
go down.
practice to be in.
Yeah. See, now he's staying on it and fighting. No,
He's training for the real murder room.
right.
He's training for the real thing. Which
Are you
might be
looking
soon.
for a cheat menu or something, Chester McCheaterson? Oh, let's get some more questions. I forgot we were on a roll there.
Yeah.
We got like 2 in a row. It was great.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm great about myself.
we've got 2 other questions, and then the rest of the questions are by a very handsome fellow by the name of Gangrene, who is
Nice.
who is like, oh, he asked so many good questions, and we shall enjoy asking them. Tron Waffle asks, and this is specifically for you, Devin. So, how do you guys make the gunshot sound effects? Do you actually shoot something at a range, or do you smack a table, or apply max bass? What is your process for
He
sound?
breaks
design?
celery and he squishes watermelon.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of stuff.
And then you got
For the guns, a lot of them are libraries that already exist, and I've been basically layering a bunch of stuff that's already been recorded elsewhere because I don't have the money to go record it myself. But it's fun because these different packs, they come broken up with different microphones and different locations, so you can basically mix a shotgun and a pistol up close to make some weird hybrid, non-real, hyper-real sound. It's pretty fun to do. Everything else, yeah, there's a lot of those broken celery stuff. I have a nice new microphone that I've been recording Icelandic winds with, which was just because I could.
Ooh.
I was in Iceland for vacation for Christmas. It was awesome. But yeah, so you end up, you just kind of pick up stuff and then you start layering it together and then tweaking it, layering, tweaking. The voice processing's been fun. Walrus has been doing a kick-ass job giving me stuff to work with, and then it's just turning it into, adding a few feet to his height, adding a few stones to his weight, and making him sound big and mean. So it's good.
I just realized, also considering that we're gonna have to do story mode is going to be a thing, like at some point soon. I'm gonna have to start trying the other voices of actual characters, and that's gonna be very interesting. Hopefully, I don't fuck up.
Yeah, we've talked about what would we do with Hank. Like Hank has to be able to communicate in some way, but not necessarily like always vocally. So he could have a bunch of ninja like huh, huh, or
yeah,
that
just
kind
like
of
nodding.
It could be like
But he'll never. My vote is he never actually says a word.
Yeah.
It just
It's the Morgan, not Morgan Freeman, the Gordon Freeman.
Morgan Freeman has said many words.
He said many words in his time.
Hank J. Wimbledon was once a man who decided to dance for the amusement of himself. Then a bunch of people decided to try and kill him, and then a whole fucking thing happened after that.
All right, can we just hire him to narrate the game? Just go get Morgan.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
You do it like Bastion.
Him talking too.
Let's just appropriate the "get busy living" or "get busy dying." Just make that our slogan.
No, we just
Madness
loop
Project
that.
Nexus 2. Get busy living or get busy dying.
We just
Lawsuit.
Has anyone played Bastion ever? Anyone? No. Okay.
Oh,
so
no.
quick little thing is in that game they had a narrator the entire time. Like the only voiceover was one guy, and they had him narrate the whole game. So what'd be funny is if I just grab all of Morgan Freeman's best quotes and just start layering it in randomly in the game.
Oh.
That's your narrator, and it's all out of place, and it all makes no sense.
Can you do a song with just remix his voice and just turn it into like actual instruments?
Yes, it would be horrible, but I could do it. I don't know if you want this.
Hit him with a nice sine wave and see what happens.
If you want it, you don't want this. You think you want this, you don't want this. It's like those bad MLG air horn remixes. It's like you can do it. You really shouldn't do it.
What about the Bork dog doing the
Same
Imperial
thing.
March?
Okay, that one was
Wow, 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 wow.
Wait, you talking about like Game?
Yeah, exactly. The one that they did.
We're gonna have to buy a game.
Right,
Like,
sure.
game.
Right. New York.
Heck. Yeah, that guy. New York.
The heckin' cool dog.
Heck.
Yeah.
Bork, Bjork. Okay, right. Fucking.
Bork.
More questions.
Bjork.
More questions. Right. Oh, this is a fucking nice name.
Jesus.
Shergel Blargen Sorg.
Nailed it, dude.
What the fuck is that name? Fuck you. How much variety will there be in the godlike skills when they are added in? So you guys have talked about like the scary, important skills like turning into a guy and the auditor powers and Jeebus powers. How many of sort of skills do you have in mind, like generally? If you could,
You mean for like the
count
Jesus and Abyss powers, like auditor powers and stuff?
Abyss.
Yeah. How could you give a number, perhaps?
14? I don't know.
50?
Fleef
number.
Oh fuck.
I don't know. Not too many because it's such a specific thing that won't pop up too much in story mode. But we want it to be useful. So I think that having 2 or 3, like 2 actual powers.
I'm thinking like 2 or 3 is what.
And a couple of like things that you can do slightly differently, like Jesus's dodge could go back to the hover, like it was in 1.5 for Christoph.
Or just straight up teleport to wherever you're looking.
Yeah, exactly. Like the auditor's thing would be definitely like if you have abyss powers when you dodge, I think your character would tint black, get sucked into the ground in like a poof animation and watches like fire black fire comes from the ground as it zips over to where you're going, and then you poof back into existence over there. Stuff like that, and I think it would look really cool. And we could do it in a really cheap and easy way. I think stuff like that would be cool. We could even give it to like ninja characters that like poof smoke and then poof they're over here, like a Naruto log type thing or whatever it was, or was that Yu-Gi-Oh? I forget.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for the fantastic array of questions by our boy Gangrene. He has asked a shitload, and they're pretty damn good altogether, so let's get through them one by one.
Sorry.
It's gonna be good. Okay.
Your spicy nog.
Yeah, you just like burnt out
Good.
Master Arts point.
Delicious. Alright, our first question. In Project Nexus 1, waves of enemies could be random and discoordinated, with one wave being ready music with all melee weapons, while everybody else has you have guns, and a lot of guys with guns come out, and you just have melee weapons. So, could we expect the waves in this game to be more coordinated and planned, like a sort of AI director kind of deal, where it can kind of detect what you're doing?
Oops, that shader needs to be updated. Actually, no, we meant for that to be laser boundaries.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it's coordinated in the sense that when you go to a stage, they just kind of have what we've decided they have.
Like a script, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could have it base the attacks on what you're using, but at the same time, part of the challenge is supposed to be the rock paper scissors of picking the right thing for what's happening, and having a very highly specialized character does mean that you'll be weak against certain things. Now, this is all to say that it's kind of unfair right now that unarmed as an entire skill tree doesn't quite compare to the other ones, which sort of makes sense in the real life essence of guy wants to go punch you and you have a gun, you're going to win. But this is a game, so we are trying to find a way to make that work a little bit better in favor of unarmed. Whether or not it's that they dizzy opponents more easily, that they can knock down enemies more quickly.
I think when we add more like gloved unarmed boosters, that's gonna really lend to a more powerful unarmed skill tree.
What if it was something like, here's a brainstorm, what if enemies that are KO'd or knocked down, when you attack them with unarmed, you do like double damage? Because they're prone and you just have like an advantage. So when you do attacks that do knockdown, you can then beat the crap out of someone on the ground, giving you an advantage that other people don't have. As well as giving you more and better like stuff that you can do in combat to give you more like sweep attacks and knockdown attacks, and your heavies have a greater chance of knocking people down and that kind of stuff. Just things to give it like more of an edge.
Look how that guy totally stole your gun.
I found a bug, Swain.
What?
If you pick up... Well, I picked up the gun of my dead dude, and like the shader of the gun I'm holding is now red as well when I'm next to him.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I see that now.
Oh. Huh.
Funny. Oh, it's because it still thinks that it's in his inventory. Let me write that down.
Ba-ding!
That's curious. It should make him auto drop it.
Well, there's... Whoa.
Well, he wasn't holding it, so I'm not sure if that counts.
It was on his back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's next for the questions?
Oh yeah, let's get some questions.
I will, but whoa, somebody's moving that microphone and shit. What's happening?
ASMR.
Oh, it's...
ASMR.
Bill, you're making paper sounds. Are you making origami?
Yes. I'm making myself some origami.
Okay.
I made a frog. I made a frog, and I made a paper crane.
Well, that's
Very
pretty
nice.
sweet.
Totally awesome.
Totally
Very
awesome,
nice.
dude.
Totally radical.
2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Alright, here is the next question. In Project Nexus 1, there were certain units that wore extra armor. So, we do have a similar thing in Project Nexus 2, but instead of armor, would you expect skills will be a thing that different enemies will have? Like, in terms of...
Only, like, I'm loath to, like, have them just randomly have a skill, like...
Yeah, because you wouldn't know how to prepare for it.
Yeah, a big important thing is that, like, you'd be able to visually identify an enemy as having a skill. That's why, like, Zoldats, when they show up, you're like, oh boy, here comes party time.
Yeah.
And that'd be, like, a huge problem if a grunt just showed up and out of the blue was able to kick your ass.
Yeah. The only time we'll have randomized skills, I think, is first off from the NPCs you hire, but also like when bot combat is in for like a deathmatch mode where you're fighting more intelligent AI.
Right.
That I think those would be randomized guys.
Right. Well, yeah.
Because they're entirely randomized.
The whole point is that you have no idea what you're going into. The visual distinction between the bad guys right now is super important. Like if you see a guy, you know what to expect.
That's actually... Yeah, that makes sense. Fucking... Yes. Alright, next question!
Oh,
yes!
Will we have more options for mobility later in the game? Such as climbing, flying, or whatever? I think we kind of answered this, haven't we?
Flying.
I mean, not proper flying, but it would be kind of neat to have like a jetpack that like makes you suspended in the air slightly. But the problem with that kind of stuff is this is a game that's based on a 3D world. From the third perspective, whatever. Aiming wouldn't really work if an enemy came in with flying. And I don't think it really makes sense to have the player fly and the enemy can't do anything like that.
Yeah, like, because, I mean, the whole of the game kind of takes a page from Doom in that, like, it's kind of 2.5D. I like it kind of on a plane.
Yeah. But, I mean, as far as I was saying, like, dodging, like, the Jesus power to, like, kind of levitate away when you dodge to kind of give it a little bit more personality. You'll see stuff like that. So, and climbing, yeah, we said we're going to put that in.
Hey, Swain.
That is a skill, it's just not finished.
Right.
Alright.
Swain.
Yes.
In fixing that thing, will it stop me from duplicating the weapons like I just did?
Yeah, the reason I think that's happening is, so you're grabbing the weapon, then you're restarting, right? And then he gets the weapon back, right? Yeah, that's all that it is. What's happening, Sean, is the character has an array that keeps track of items that are considered his weapons. And when you take it, for some reason, it's not removing it from his inventory, even though the physical object that you now are holding is in your hands. So because it's not removing it, when you quit the game, your data, like the stuff that gets saved to the .car file, that hasn't changed. So you now have a new item, and he now has the same item. So strangely, it is duping it that way. Yeah. So yeah, when I fix that, that will get rid of that issue. I love that fop hair. It wiggles really well, right? You don't see it in the menu still, but it does wiggle kind of cool, doesn't it?
The
I'll take that as a yes.
Dual 8-barrel shotguns. I love it.
So let's yeah, he's got 16 barrels of fun there. So let's get a question. I could use a question right about now.
Here's a question for you, if I can find one. There it is. Will our allies be generally more aggressive and make more of an attempt to fight in this game? Well,
Then what? Then episode 1 or like Project Nexus 1 or then,
yeah, I'd
than
wager
they are
Project
now?
Nexus 1.
I think because in this game currently they were so freaking aggressive when we first started this game
Yeah.
that we had to code in what we call Black Ninja, which is the idea that the guy knows you're being attacked, so he waits his turn, and the guy with the biggest priority for attacking you is the one who will do it. So like if you're in someone's sweet spot, that's the guy that gets priority. But once you're in melee with somebody, he gets priority and the guy stops shooting. So yeah, I mean. We've managed that in this game already, so I'm assuming this is a question from someone who hasn't played yet.
Yeah, Matt just totally throws that out the window, though.
Yeah.
So.
Like, notice how the NPC right now. Well, I guess for those of you guys who are watching it, you're actually seeing us talk about it 30 seconds later. But notice, rewind if you have to, that Sean's ally, the one who just got killed, probably because he shot him a bunch of times. He was fighting some NPCs, some grunts that were just hanging back and like pumping their fist and talking smack, but weren't actually fighting. We had to add that into the games just so that you wouldn't get overwhelmed. So that is a thing.
All right, fucking there you go. Okay. The last 2 questions I'm gonna answer are questions that will definitely like not been answered, I believe, or at least are relevant right now and aren't like in the game and are definitely in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's have a look. Okay, here's one. How dynamic will the environment be?
Oh, you mean like in terms of being destroyed?
Yeah.
That agent was attacking his ally, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
My dude was also dead when I started as well.
It's so weird. Well, he was trying to attack him, but none of his attacks
Fucking wall.
because they're on the same team.
Yeah, but at any rate, like dynamic stages, a lot of it has to be like planned out from the get-go. Like as far as like having like completely destroyable terrain and what have you, that's not something we're really set out to do. But like a stage that evolves as you play it is something that I definitely want in the cards. Like
oh yeah,
like let's just take like an arena map where you're given a task to like blow a hole in a wall and then move to another area. That sort of thing can happen. But like yeah, it all has to be very deliberate.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about the idea of having like, okay, you're in a room, and there's another room next to it. You can use the door, or you can plant dynamite and create a hole, and that hole you can just go through. The problem with that is that you have to have entire engines built from the ground up to do it. Like I'm thinking of like the Mercenaries game from Pandemic Studios, I think it was.
Yeah, but they didn't have interiors.
No, they did. They were planning on it though. They had a really cool system for their Mercenaries. I guess 3 was the one that never came out. I saw it in development. It was quite cool. These were totally destructible.
Swain.
Hello, Sean.
That flag's moving.
It should be, right? Even like moving in a good way, right?
Yeah, I mean the one that was always broken is now moving.
Yeah, I was saying at the beginning, like I swapped those flags out with proper cloth physics, and now they're all like wiggling in the wind.
What a satisfying victory.
I know. That alone was good enough reason to upgrade to Unity 5. I want to double check and see how much strain it's putting on the system, but it's really not that many polygons. The number of triangles is very low on those, so I think it should be okay.
Yeah, it's really not much.
Yeah, I love the effect. They did a good job with the cloth physics in this. So bouncy boobies, here we come.
Yep.
Sick. I was waiting for
We'll have
that
to make
all
that character for April Fools.
Yeah, and just make like a dancing animation.
Yeah, like actually just have like a series of GIFs of playing this character, right? Like story mode is done. Here's your main character, Hank At.
Fucking beautiful.
Okay.
Harriet.
See, but you make that, and then it devolves into you then make a strip club with like weird.
Oh no, Club Advent will just put a bunch of poles in there.
Yeah, and then you have dancing lady, it's whatever these guys are.
Yeah.
Androgynous.
Little blood dolls, yeah. Will the pilot talk to you if he's on fire?
I have no doubt that he's going to try.
Well, I tried. I set the fucking shop guy on fire, and he talked to me afterwards. So you know what? There's a hope.
Yeah, I think the chat will still happen even if there's no target. So we'll see. I think you can. Yeah, you can still fly even if he's dead.
Not good to beat him.
Yeah.
Oh well, you can't really fly a plane, but you know what? You can give it a go.
I would offer that he can fly better.
Yeah, come on.
All right, so we've been streaming for about 1 and 3/4 of an hour. So I think we're gonna have one last question before we get on to the update on story stuff.
Yeah, the story stuff. Excellent.
That seems about right.
Okay,
All
yeah.
right, so-
unless you have like a bunch of quick questions, but for the really heavy ones, we'll just do another podcast in a couple weeks and we'll take care of them then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or we'll answer them on Discord and we'll give you guys information on how to join Discord if you're not already a member.
Yeah. So that basically means keep your. So I'm sorry we haven't been able to answer all of the questions that you guys had, but if you have some questions that you desperately need answering, keep them in mind and come back next time we have a podcast because I'll read them off and hopefully not disappoint you.
Yeah.
But for now, our last question comes from Aluminum Razor 657, and he or she asks, "How soon can we expect the next build to be public?"
It might still be a couple weeks, only because after moving to Unity 5, every now and then there's going to be some tiny little thing that needs to be updated. But I don't know. It's either going to be very soon with not a lot of updates, or in about a month, maybe less, with some very big updates.
Yeah, like new maps for arena mode, what have you.
Yeah, a bunch of really big stuff. We do have the Asylum map that we could probably put together if I can get Abominations working. In that time. So, he got the clown finally.
Yeah.
Appreciate his 3D hair. Look at it jiggling. Commence the jiggling.
Yeah,
That's the jiggling.
Oh, you didn't even kill him.
Start the jiggling.
I love to see it.
Everyone likes to jiggle.
I really like he goes, LOL.
Yeah, just...
The cough is what sold that.
He's surprisingly harmless for a horrifying killing machine.
He was supposed
For now.
to lead foot on the trigger.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's some reason that he's not firing like crazy, but he's supposed to. When we first tested him, Tricky was just firing like a maniac, which was
G5 nerfs Tricky.
Oh.
You will unnerf him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now we know what not to do.
Games. That.
So let's see. So let's get those last questions out of the way, and then we'll.
Bang out some easy ones. I like them.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if there's any more. We've got a next one, a couple more from... Actually, I think the chat was actually asking a few questions recently that I saw, which was pretty good. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Papa Pranku, actually, got that wrong, asks... If it was the actual Papa Franku, I'd be blessed. Will there be any map takedowns? For example, slamming your enemies into a wall.
Oh, you mean like contextual takedowns?
Oh, yeah, we wanted that for a while. Once I get the... without getting too technical here, once I get the code in that lets you do like parkour stuff up walls and jump over, like vault over obstacles in front of you, once I have that, it'll be much easier to get executions in place that determine where you started versus where they started, and then like end up in a different direction. And there's a lot of those kinds of kills that involve putting somebody into a wall or smashing them on cover or something. That like I'd love to see an execution where you reach across cover and grab them out of it. I want a Golem
Gears
to have
of War
that
style where like you reach over and pull him.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Golems ought to have something like that for sure. Like if you try to get behind cover when a Golem's there, that he can see you, he's just gonna freaking nab you.
Yeah, he's not gonna stand there like a goober. And
exactly. But yeah, that's something we've wanted for a while, and it wouldn't be hard to do. It's just depending on a couple small changes to the way that my game handles animation. Right. Sorry, my game. I mean my code. Our game handles animation. My game that I made by myself. What do you all even do? Not.
I'm just always thinking of.
There's the answer to that. So unless we have fast questions, but we're happy to get the story stuff.
None of the questions I really have are fast questions, so to speak. They're like more like in depth. I have to explain this to you sort of questions. So. Okay. Unfortunately, I think we will have to leave them there for now.
That's a good, strong choice from a strong male figure in my life.
Very polite of you. I didn't know what else to say apart from polite. Never mind. I should have. I tried. I tried to say like something all like, oh, how very marvelous or some fucking posh British word, but I
But you
couldn't.
didn't, did you?
I couldn't think of one. I said polite. What the fuck is that?
And I kind of want to put a bridge over a stupid fan blade, just to give people more incentive to like climb over it.
Oh yeah. Well, there wouldn't really be anywhere to go, right? Oh, you mean like right here?
Yeah.
I see.
Just to kind of like circularize it and then put a railing so it's very easy to fall in.
Could do. Then get rid of it for hard mode.
No, make it like fall out. You know, like give it a little trapdoor.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, like right, like it just rotates from time to time.
Yeah, a little alarm.
Now that I can get behind.
Or under and then shredded.
Where is
Swain,
these? Hello.
question about throwing items. Are
Oh,
they
what now?
the shurikens?
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't seem to miss very often if you're aiming outside of the sweet spot. Is there any plans to have them like get gushed to the side at long distances?
Oh, do you mean like make the accuracy a little bit goofier?
I think with shurikens, like this character has like really high acro, and doesn't that like lend to a homing effect?
There is a skill that you can make your matterings like heat seek, I think.
Oh,
But as for basic shurikens, I think not, Sean. I think that we're just going to stick with the same basic rules as guns, where with your, because the game doesn't, I mean, just because it passed the sweet spot, we could then make it so it like kind of wobbles or something. I think I'd like it to continue the way that it's going now, and just the benefit is when you're fighting somebody with attack bar, hitting in the sweet spot may actually surpass their attack bar, as opposed to hitting them in like the red zone. It'll like, you know, they'll be able to easily attack dodge it. It's really just the same rules as bullets, just slower.
Although, like, throwing
That's-
weapons
so,
have a really short sweet spot, though. You have to be right next to the person to have the sweet spot hit.
Which one has that?
All throwing weapons for me.
Really?
I'll double check what the range is.
Right.
We'll test. Okay, so I guess we want to talk a little bit about story mode before we call it a day.
Yeah,
Call
we'll
it a
go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been trying to do a lot of research on proper game design. You'll notice that a lot of the stages that we've produced that you don't really see anymore, like you go back to the really early podcasts,
Oh, God.
things like the helipad stage, the reason they haven't come back in is because they don't necessarily make very good arena maps. Those are more suitable for story missions. The reason being they have a very one side of the map to the other side of the map kind of feel. There's not a lot of loop around like would be necessary for arena. And plus arena mode, just it doesn't beget a good experience to have a lot of wandering.
Right. That's why you've seen like a huge shrinking of like the overall size of them as the new ones come out. Even the Asylum map that I put together a couple months ago, like I'm thinking about shrinking that down to 1 or maybe even 2 rooms.
And because that's a more recent stage, we can easily use a lot of that for story mode.
Oh yeah, that's ultimately like
Yeah.
nothing is wasted there. So.
Yeah, and then we'll just take pieces of it for arena mode. And we'll do that in the future too. We'll take segments of story mode and get them suited up for arena as well.
Like I was thinking about how cool it would be if like you were just stuck in that one part of the asylum where there was abominations just constantly spawning out of their little tubes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like they close up, come back out, or like the like kind of like
Yeah. So you can't
solitary confinement doors like pop open.
right.
And
So
they
you
come
couldn't
out.
like wander into the next room to give yourself a second before between the spawns.
Right. So so we've been doing a lot of stage design work, and a lot of it, arena mode and story mode are very different kinds of games, so we want them to feel different as well. Who's typing?
Me. Mechanical keyboard.
Oh yeah, you gotta get yourself a silent keyboard. That's what I gotta get you for Christmas. For Christmas, Sean got me a giant blockhead rip-off costume. It was really cute, and I'll have to.
Blockhead.
Yeah, it's called Block. It's like right. It is called like Blockhead or something like that.
Yeah,
and it's
it can't be called Lego, man.
Yeah, and it's the exact colors of my character. I have no doubt in my mind that this is a complete rip-off of my thing. And I don't know why, because Blockhead was not that famous. I don't know why it's that rip-off, but it is. It clearly is. Anyone who's seen it.
Is it Chinese?
I don't know where it's produced, actually.
Oh.
No idea. I have it in the packaging still. I can double-check that.
I
just noticed the tricky mask is under the tree.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
There's the blockhead.
And of course
The Blockhead Christmas order.
Yeah, I did see that, and I love it. And the of course the Romp Star.
Yeah, the Romp Star at the top. That's pretty great.
Oh, there it is. So there's just the head. I took that picture for Sean.
Well, now it's on blast in front of him.
Amazing.
It has these like sheets of sticky, one sided like sticky, the other side black felt sheets that you can like cut out eyebrow shapes to. So you sort of like design your own face. And I didn't want to commit yet till there's like a time I'm actually gonna wear this. I don't know
amazing.
where. Maybe a con.
So good.
Wear it anytime.
It's only
Oh,
the
you're
highest
getting
quality of
punched.
blockhead.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
great.
You gotta know though, if you become a serial killer and wear that, we know, because that is so fucking that is.
Are you kidding? Everybody has one of those. It's so famous.
Yeah,
Are you
I have
sure?
too.
a couple in my room.
Yeah.
That does not seem like that is an eldritch horror I've not seen before. It's that's
Or it's reminiscent of the ancient gods.
yeah. Cthulhu be pleased.
Yeah, that's right. When the dark one returns.
But like,
He'll
hey, that's pretty
spare
good.
those
Keep
of us for wearing the fucked up blockhead ripoff mask. So let's talk story mode then. So we've been doing. There it is. Just keep that there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why did it go away?
Can you put that in the window instead of Santa? So we
That's so frumpy.
we've been doing. We got to actually get like an alpha version so we can get some cutout on that.
Yeah, why not?
We can always have a spectator blockhead. I can't even see my eyes on that. I have no idea how I'm looking at the camera for the selfie. And it looks like a really creepy mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah, like a really.
Oh, no,
like,
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of those Jeremy Locken characters from
oh gosh.
from the one where like the Grim Reaper is like he's talking about like the guy sees dressed in the alleyway and smacks her head with a cinder block.
That's the ghost.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hi,"
Eyes.
and he starts talking about I was at the grocery store the other day, and he starts just talking about his life. The woman's bleeding on the ground, going, "Help me!"
Yeah, these are.
Hi. I love it. I love that. I showed that to Liz early in our relationship, and she
And that's the litmus test if you.
yeah she stuck around. So. All right, so let's talk story mode now that we have a creepy blockhead in the window.
This is what-
I'm just glad I get to be there.
I don't know what's the setting up for it, like what we've been working on. Or?
Yeah, like so basically one of the things that we've been really trying to put a lot of work into is how does story mode play? Do we just have a game where you enter a room and there's some guys in the room and you fight them and it locks you in there, and then you fight them and then you can leave the room and go on to the next room? And that was basically how Project Nexus 1 played.
And
Yeah.
it
And it was
worked pretty
fine.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. There was a lot of like you go into a room, you kill a bunch of guys, then you're done. You pick up the weapons you want, you keep going. In Project Nexus 1, there was a lot of backtracking, and we've started to wise up. 1.5 didn't have quite as much. I thought it worked a lot better.
Yeah, because it was like single room backtracking. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really track back through rooms that you've played before, unless when you do that, more enemies would appear to create like a different challenge that you may not have expected. I remember there was one stage where you're walking. I think it's where the Sleepwalkers were. You walk through this one hallway, you get to a computer, you type in the computer, like, great, okay. You walk back, and suddenly all these guys zip line down from the roof, and it's like, oh shit, ambush! And that kind of stuff I think is fine, because that's not really backtracking in an encounter sense. That's only backtracking in like the map sense. So yes, there we go. We got a crinkle space now. Now we get that. That's good. That's surprisingly good.
That's effective.
Yeah. So Sean will do this while whilst we talk. So we had to try to come up with a way to make story mode feel a little bit better than it did previously, because that's just way too close to arena mode. That's basically just an arena mode where every arena is just a new room, and then you go to the next room and you kill some guys. We want to have it feel a little bit more like a challenge. Like when you enter a new room, it's a different experience than the last room. So we've talked about breaking the game down into these very tangible room types, in the same way that when you play, like, a good example is like the Arkham series. You play any of these Batman games, it's very clear when you're inside of a very linear indoor area. And that's very different than when you're playing inside of an outdoor free roam area.
Right.
And that's very different than those rooms where you enter it and you have like 5 guys who register red on your Batman vision, your detective vision, and they all have powerful assault rifles, and if you engage them, you will die. So you have to be stealthy, and you know very clearly when you're in a stealth room, and you kind of figure out how you're supposed to take them down. Whenever you're in a stealth room, you know. The game does a very good job of establishing that. So we want to have kind of the same approach, but necessarily. But we want to have something that lets you know that you're in this room, and in this room there's a small challenge: kill 2 grunts. Cool, you did it. Move on. And you continue to proceed through these rooms till you get to like battle rooms, which battle rooms would be the really freaky, throw a bunch of guys at you with more elements of stealth than arena mode has.
This, how long can you put on the wave?
Yeah, like stealth in this is more like when you're in a battle room, they know it, and they're trying to hunt you down. At this point, they're kind of aware you're there, and you can like hide behind cover and shoot at them from over here, but then like track around a couple of boxes, staying behind cover, and like swoop behind and like flank these guys over this way. At which point they'll know you're there, but like you can get a couple shots off on them before they realize you've moved.
Right.
So but that's more about tactics.
Yeah, you'll start feeling the benefit of a silencer then.
Yeah.
In that like shooting a gun won't alert everyone.
Yeah. So that is basically what we've been working on there, and the kinds of rooms that you'll take. Whether they're linear. Bill's making origami again.
Sorry.
Whether you're just fighting guys in a room and working towards challenges where like, okay, now you're in a room where there's a guy running a turret, and it might be hard to just power through it, so you have to kind of like beat the room the way we set it up, in the way that you feel is the best way to do it. And through those, you'll get through challenges that involve like hazards, or there's a bunch of guys that don't see you, and if they do see you, you're probably going to die, so you have to try like actually do a bit of stealth where you might not have otherwise. And we'll set up these little scenarios for you, and that's basically what story mode's going to be, interspersed with hazard rooms, like dangerous walkways and like fire traps and smashers on conveyor belts.
Oh yeah, we can't keep that stuff in the arena mode. I want ways to the environment to kill you.
Yeah, small environmental puzzles as well that you'll have to figure out, like use the crane to move this or whatever. And then of course broken up with boss fights and that kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of that require you to like switch between the 2 characters. Especially like if you need to flick 2 switches within like a couple seconds, that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, like a la Sanford and Demos in the cartoon, flipping. Oh, he's putting just the eyes up now.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like just eyes. It looks like 2 dots.
Yeah, he'll have to put. There we go.
Yeah.
There we are.
Normality restored.
Oh no, that's not normal.
Like those costumes for like the months, and they're just looking dreadful.
Yeah. Oh shit! I gotta
have
a mask on the tricky mask. For April Fools, we should do a bunch of stupid stuff.
Oh no!
What has happened?
Oh, there he goes. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank God.
What did you do?
Oh, Sean nearly did the whole fucking mask over the fucking screen. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you just saw the blockhead thing.
Yeah, like all over the screen. It's hideous.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Subscribe today.
Right. Subscribe for more masks and happiness.
Buy the pre-order pack B. Play today.
It's in the game.
Oh god. Is that it? Is that all of our segments done?
Seems like it.
Oh, great.
Oh wow.
Did it. Well done, guys. It's all around.
So Swain, what's next on the plate?
Next on the plate. Okay, so
I'm gonna spend the next hour getting myself up to Unity 5.
yeah, today we're gonna get Matt connected with Unity 5. We're gonna get all this stuff up to date so that things don't break. I'll fix a couple bugs probably today that Sean has found. I fixed a few as we went, but I want to get that weapon duping from your ally thing fixed, and that should be easy as well, now that I know exactly what caused it. But as far as content goes, I have a couple of notes on the direction that we should go, and there are a couple of very, very big, meaty updates that I need to do. The biggest ones are updating the character, like the way the character class works in the game, so that it can handle swapping between teammates so that you can play multiple different people. In arena mode, you'll always play just your guy, but in story mode, you might want to swap between Sanford and Demos, for example. So that needs to go in. So I need to revamp a lot of the way that works. I need to get the new bot AI working. And when I say bot AI, I mean like think of an NPC that you fight that acts just like a player would, like any deathmatch where like a bot is playing.
Yeah, they have the same behaviors.
Yeah, as opposed to very predictable enemy behaviors the way that our basic enemies work, which is like that for a reason. That's so that you can predictably know how they're going to behave, so you can take them on in the same way. every time. But we want a bit of unpredictability and learning, which I can't wait to code, but that's going to take a long time to do. Easily a week to get the main brunt of it working, and then over time tweaking it and fixing it and finding the bugs and also refining it so it plays well. So that's a thing. We want to get vehicles in the game, but not vehicles the way that you think. Not like now in this stage you get to play in a car and drive over people. Sadly, that we just don't have the time to make a game like that. This is not going to be Rocket League, but instead there will be storied missions where NPCs will ride up on a bike and then get off to fight you. And we want that in the game. So in order to make that happen, I have to go through a couple of steps to make that work. The powering up and charging weapons so that you can attack by holding down the mouse button to charge your attack. That needs to go in, which requires a bit of a melee revamp. And one of the things about the character class revamp is the potential of doing local and eventually network and maybe eventually true multiplayer. Before I can even think about that class needs to be completely revamped. Yeah. Not necessarily from the ground up, but there is going to be a huge amount of reworking. So these are things where if everything goes well, the game will run better. It'll be a better game. We can expand more on it, but you won't notice the difference. So although we can put out new updates, you won't notice a lot of stuff from that. Because the whole point is to get it in without breaking it. So the most we can hope for is that it feels the same but runs faster. Stuff like that. And of course the memory leak, I'm working on this next week, so that after 40 minutes of gameplay, the game is just bogged down in nightmare. I'm a fast boy. I talk fast, I live fast, I work fast.
Less than 60 frame rates.
Yeah, so I want my game to live up to the same standard as I do. So that's a lot of the big stuff. And also the other parkour stuff requires some placement revamping. But that's okay. That's all the stuff that we're working towards.
Cool.
Excellent.
Excellent.
That's excellent. And of course, also small stuff like weapon updates. The Mercs have new rifles, and you'll be seeing those in the game. So expect new weapons and new arena maps and maybe even a new enemy type. We'll see if I can get abominations going.
Right.
But yeah, expect that. Because once abominations are in, we can play them off of the way zombies work, and finally get zombies working the way that we ultimately want them.
Right. Because I'd like to see Sleepwalkers in ASAP as well, but I think they're a little more complicated in behavior.
Yeah, Sleepwalkers are going to be very complex from a coding standpoint, or from a planning standpoint, let's be honest.
Right, because they die and then not die.
Yeah, and as they die and come back, I'd like to give them some sort of visual representation that shows what stage of difficulty they're on, where every time they come back, they're harder, until finally they explode.
Right. It was a lot easier in Nexus 2, where in the 2D canvas, it's easier to express things.
Yeah, but now if we want a person's face to glow red, what happens if they're pointing away from you? You can't even tell. So we have to have other ways of showing this. Maybe steam or something coming off them. Maybe sparks for the last level or something. Ooh, yeah. Just any kind of visual.
Starts twitching or something.
Because they got tanks on their backs, so steam coming out of them valves would probably look pretty cool.
Might be able to find a way to do that. So.
Twitch like Twitch.
And of course we really need to get on making Origins do a thing, as well as making the not just the special skills but also proficiencies a thing. We need to get on that to make. You have a big list of things, and I'm pretty sure we can get it all done by March, by the end of March, so that by April we're looking at a true beta, and then by the summer maybe early access.
Right.
Ooh.
Don't hold your breath, everyone listening. Let's not.
I feel like I'm gonna buy some early access games.
I feel like I'm gonna buy some T-shirts.
Oh yeah, so buy
T-shirts.
Help us.
Buy T-shirts. Buy games. Buy me. Buy Swain. Buy Matt. Buy everything that you can this year.
Buy it all. Yeah.
Don't
Shit, if we
buy.
make enough money, we'd be able to hire people on and do all kinds of fun stuff. Lighten the load. Actually pay Jose a wage.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. But anyhow, oh yeah, Devin, I got you in touch with the sound guy that messaged me. Did he ever contact you, or did you contact him?
I never heard from him. You gave him my credentials, or you gave me his?
I'm not sure which was which. I may have given you on Skype.
We might have to revisit that, because I don't. Yeah, no, that did not happen.
Because he's a guy who does his own Foley work, and it sounded pretty high quality. And assuming he's legit, if it would make your job easier, then I think we would.
Always, especially if we have access to it. So yeah.
He also backed the game and donated money on PayPal to us. So I don't feel like he's trying to extort us for cash here, given that he started by giving us money in the first place. So I don't think that this guy's trying to scam us. I really do think he's trying to help.
That's how they always get you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, just give me the stuff after the
I really fell into the trap.
podcast.
You fell into the honeypot of doom.
Right. So that's a lot of stuff to be looking forward to over the next few weeks, months.
Years.
Yeah, it's good.
Years.
I joke.
So we're over the 2-hour mark now, so I think we've gone through all the questions. So thank you everyone for watching. Obviously, pre-order projectx2.com/pre-order.
Yes.
All the links are on the main website. Got the Discord link at the very bottom of the page. A lot of Madness guys are in there, so join the chat if you haven't already. Buy a shirt, buy everything. Anyone got anything to say?
Happy New Year, guys.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Stop
Ripping off everything.
When you're talking, what was I don't know if I'd said this at Bob's party or not, but my new favorite thing is, and it's hard to do it, and you got to do it in the right company, and you got to be sensitive about this. But when talking about Home Alone, always misquote that line. Go, oh yeah, I love that part. And he's like, keep the change, you filthy, and then add either a racial slur or something sexist, or just do that, and use your best judgment to assess the company you're in, so you don't say something that's going to get you beat up or shot. Be smart about it, but in the right company, that can really change the mood.
Can I give it a go?
No. Okay, let's end the podcast here.
Change, you filthy blank. Yeah, just use that. You
Okay.
guys have that.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
And just remember, swear up and down that that's from the movie.
You just remembered it wrong. It was a different time.
That's
Yeah.
just a terrible idea. Okay, let's end the
Yeah.
podcast.
So
now.
that's for you guys. That's also for everybody in the.
When did
in
you
the
get
chat
so
as well.
terrible, Swain?
Yeah, I'm a pretty sick boy.
Little sick boy.
I'm an awful dude with an attitude.
Whoa, way to rhyme.
Growing up in the 80s messed us up.
I think I'm
also
gonna
a rapper.
take my dog for a walk in the snow just to see.
Just to watch you.
Yeah.
Home Alone murder room confirmed.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So it's all taking place.
Would love to have a Home Alone type stage at some point. I don't know how that would work.
Only
but-
because Hitman did it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Hitman had Marv and Harry
Yeah.
in their Christmas update, so why not?
That's funny.
Oh yeah, Marv goes around stopping all the sinks, like
Yeah,
making all the sinks
He
flood,
floods all the sinks. It's freaking great.
because he's a wet bandit.
Yeah, if you
What? Is he a wet bandit or a sticky bandit?
He's a wet bandit.
I just
They
want
would stick
to eat
They're
up
very,
in
they're
art.
very lewd bandits, aren't they?
lewd.
They're not bad. They're okay.
They're the moist bandits.
So let's see.
Whoa.
Okay, let's end the
Whoa.
podcast here. Let's
Let's
That's-
end it
that's
before
the-
we get real
yeah.
weird with it.
all right,
Yeah.
bye
That's in the
everyone.
whole-
All right, that's our final notes, guys. Thanks a bunch for joining us, and
We can't thank you
as
enough.
always, back the goddamn game. But in reality, we're going to give you guys a lot of heads up when we're transitioning from alpha to beta, so that nobody feels like cheated that they bought the alpha, 2 copies of the alpha for more money when they could have just gotten 1 copy of the beta. So we'll make sure you guys get plenty of forewarning, and then we'll transition all that crap out once the time comes. But for right now, we are still in alpha, which means you need Pack B to be able to play the game immediately. Anybody who's already ordered Pack A and wants an upgrade, or got the pre-order and wants an upgrade, just contact us, teammadness@projectnexus2.com, and we'll try to handle it for you. We'll see what we can do.
Yes, sir.
But in the meantime, expect an update in the next couple weeks. It won't be next week, probably won't be the week after that, but very likely very soon after that. And then you'll see a couple new weapons, maybe a couple new stages, and definitely the new animations for like chainsaw and the rapier weapon and that kind of thing, and the katana.
As well as a lot of cleanup, slow down problem fixes.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to really try to focus on making run squeaky clean before we add too much more to it. That's very important. So we don't want to get it too bogged down with stuff. So with that, we'll catch you guys later. Catch you on the flip side. Keep on trucking.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Web 2.0.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Don't do school. Stay in drugs. Yeah.
Eat your teeth. As a wise man once said.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What was it? Eat your drugs. Go to vegetables. No. Go to. Yeah.
Go to vegetables.
eat your drugs, go to vegetables.